We are back. We are watching It's Modded Out playing on the Allies versus East Berlin playing on the Axis. Apparently, today we have the mod's best Japan player playing, so we should have a very interesting match for us today.
It's the modded out team who won against the clubbing last week, and is Berlin who won against Wasp Pro Gaming last week.
All right. So you were saying though in DMs that these two teams are two favorites for the whole thing.
I would say so, because the modded out team is the team of the regulars, and the East Berlin is the team built around one of the head developers of GDU, of Wolfram.
Yeah.
So they both
Okay.
have experience. We'll see. So this is pretty much going to be, right now, you will see the best Japan on our server.
The best Japan.
Yep, of GDU server. Officially.
So how do sides get picked? Is it coin flip?
So it was a coin flip. It was done last Monday or last Sunday evening, and the modded out team won the coin flip, and they've picked allies.
So they modded out picked allies again. So this is they
Yes.
picked allies in the last game we spectated. It seems that they are an allied favored team. They prefer allies over Axis. Do we have stats on allies versus Axis?
We do. We have a channel called Save Game Changelog, which records every game on our server. And if you check the pinned messages, there is pretty much all the history from the end of the previous year. So everything we have on the server is recorded, including the tournament games as well.
Seems pretty even, 50-50, I'd say.
50-50.
Surprisingly, though, because technically it's easier to play Axis, but you have more opportunities as allies in late game. Although, I believe Gerardo knows how it works. Pretty much allies suffer until mid-42, but then they have pretty much infinite IC to throw at the Axis and win the game. So if they survive until mid-42, they pretty much almost guarantee to win in the long term.
Yeah, the ideal is that if the allies are played perfectly, then they're stronger, okay? But since that rarely happens, okay, then on Germany, a single insanely strong player can basically one man, beat the entire ally team, okay? So he can do that. However, in an SVS, we're seeing what is probably, top quality versus top quality in terms of GDU. So this factor, doesn't really exist because everyone is playing, at their best and they're not making a lot of mistakes. So yeah, I think the allies are probably favored in this scenario. What's the name of the Japanese player, by the way?
Japanese is Wolfram. I think you know Wolfram.
Oh yes, it's Wolfram.
It is Wolfram indeed.
Is he the best? I thought Nosse was the best.
No, he's actually making a better Japan with Nosse and having more world conquest than Nosse, so I would say that he is better than...
But did he play against the same players as Nosse,
Yes.
Okay. I guess. In what fact, in what terms is he better, though? Because I don't really care about the result. I want to know, what does he do better?
So basically, Wolfram is a much more Wolfram is a proactive player. He does everything himself, and then he makes his corps micro. So he prepares all the invasions, he prepares all the plans, and he launches them. He waits for them to land, and then he makes his corps to do stuff. Nosse, on the other hand, he makes his corps do everything for him, and so his build is very corps dependent. If his corps messed something up, if they do not have an understanding on how to play Japan, it will not go as well as Wolfram playing Japan. So you will see that all the invasions are done by Wolfram, everything is done by Wolfram. Wolfram micros the fleet, micros the invasions, micros the air, whereas Nosse usually focuses just on air and fleet, and that's why the early invasions can fail when he plays against better team.
I see. I still find it hard to see the early invasions fail, honestly. I suppose they can fail, but then 2 months later, when the Japanese Marines arrive, they die out.
Yeah, so the thing is, I've seen, for example, Japan invading into wrong side of the Papua and Port Moresby. So I've played Japan with Hilt, and he somehow managed to land on Papua, between ports Madang and Lae, 40 divisions, and not a single one was landing into the port.
Insane.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
So
in our last game that we spectated, we saw that Japan was very aggressive in the early game, but he didn't really have a focus. So I'm really excited to see this Japan. If he's supposedly the best Japan of the entire server, he's now here playing Japan.
we'll
It's
see how
Jesus.
it's gonna go.
It's
It's not
Jesus.
Jesus, it's Wolfram.
Oh.
Jesus is the co-op, and yes, he is Jesus. Exactly. The prophet Isa
No,
bestowed
alayhi
us with
salam.
his presence.
Dude, uh, okay, I just saw Jesus, and I was like, oh, it's the best Japan player, Jesus. He's like,
You'd expect him to be.
I didn't realize Jesus was a Japan player. I'd honestly expect him to more be like a France player, you know, sacrificial
Yeah,
player.
makes
Fair,
sense.
fair enough, but he is usually a New Zealand player. He's one of the best New Zealanders on the server.
One of the best. That's a thing. One of the best New Zealands. One of the
Yes.
Yeah,
best New
it's
Zealands. What do you do even as New
Just
Zealand that can make you the best?
in spam and surviving the Japan.
that's
Yeah,
rather
I don't.
Uh,
It's honestly on this
he's
mod. I
such-
feel like that's what New Zealand does the most. Is that it just needs to survive because New Zealand.
That's true.
2 out of 2 games. Okay, I've only casted 2 games so far, but 2 out of 2 games, New Zealand was like one of the primary targets of the invasion.
Well, you need to understand that in GDU, good Japan should be killing 1 miner per year. So New Zealand doesn't even count as a miner. New Zealand usually counts as part of Australia. So Australia and New Zealand should die in the first year if everything goes normally for Japan. I'm honestly wondering if Wolfram has prepared any kind of new tactics in Japan, and if the allies are going to be stacking the Japan or just trying to YOLO and try to kill Italy in 41. Because this Italy is not the best one. He usually does very experimental builds. But we'll see how it's gonna go.
Do the players know
We'll
this
see how
about
it's
each
gonna go.
other? Because I know you
Yes,
know
they
this
do.
because you know, you're a mod. You're the mod maker. You play a lot of the games in this mod. Play with a lot of these people, but they play with each other too.
They do play with each other too. So Wolfram is obviously one of the head developers as well. He's doing all of the technical stuff for the mod, like updating it for the new versions or creating the new scripts.
What is Wolfram
I
playing?
am Japan. As I
Oh, okay,
mentioned, he is the
okay.
best Japan on the server. And
Wolfram is the
I
best Japan.
am responsible for balancing issue, and Daniil, who is our YouTuber, decided to lag.
You're a YouTuber.
Daniil, yes, Daniil is a YouTuber. Give me one
What's his
second.
channel?
I'll be back in a second. It's in the game, sorry, in the tournament game. All the streams are posted live.
All right. So looking at the U.S., let's see. He's already researching super heavy battleships. Seems like the meta for the Navy has kind of been determined. Well, I guess it is the most like IC efficient thing you can build in terms of capital ships at 1936 is the super heavy battleship. You can see that. Actually, interestingly enough, nope. Actually, Great Britain also has it. The UK has it, that research as well. Is he also building super heavies? Yeah, he has one queued up, but right now he's building a bunch of light cruisers. Germany, on the other hand, also has the same thing queued. Nope, it's heavy cruisers and light cruisers. Ready 25 factories on air on Germany. It's his biggest commitment right away. We saw how important the air game is, and you know how important it is for Germany to keep ahead of production of the UK, USA, and Soviet Union. T-Mops will be joining us as soon as he's done eating. I mean, he's probably not missing out on much, let's be real. I'm just trying to fill up the air right now.
Give me one second.
Interesting to see when everyone starts switching to mills. Canada, the resident tank miner. One thing I noticed is there's no New Zealand player. Yeah, you can see Australia already taken in. So both teams have 12 players, and they get to distribute the 12 players however they like. So whether they want to have no New Zealand or they want to have more Soviet co-ops, that's something that the teams have to decide beforehand. And luckily for us, It's Modded Out also played Allies the last time. Last time there was, what was it, 7 Soviet Unions or something? 2 USAs. 2, 3, 4. Wait, oh, I'm guessing they're gonna hot join later. Probably gonna hot join before Barb. But if we count the ally side, we have 1, 2, 3. Funnily enough, they have both USAs. 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 UKs? 2 UKs. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, so they have all their players. There's no one hot joining. Okay, so they're reducing the amount of Soviet co-ops they have this time. Interesting. It wasn't 7. No, what am I talking about? It was 5. Last time it was 5 Soviet co-ops. So they're down to 4 instead of 5. That's interesting to see. UK already setting up in Africa. What are these divisions, dude? Let's take a quick look. They're Tuits. All right.
Yeah, it's just gonna convert.
Is there no penalty to
even
converting
still.
Tuits versus like converting like fully stacked divisions?
I mean, in theory, yeah. If you convert to it, then you don't get the training, but it's only like 7%. It doesn't really matter, especially if they are like just infantry meant to, you know, delay. So I mean, what it can do as well is it can convert him in 39 when he has the equipment and train them up. We have this thing called, I'm sure you're familiar with it, the GDU peace training idea, okay, that he has until the 13th of August 1939. And that means he can just, instantly recruit
1,000%
things.
training experience gain, but that's for only boats. I can see. Is there one for
Yeah.
land?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's minus 45% training time. So in theory, it will be best to, recruit them.
And then before war,
Instead of
when does
train them
this
on the field.
when does this go away? August
It doesn't
39.
matter.
So you can just do that in the
Yeah.
beginning of 39 and everything will be probably experience or regulars.
Yeah, for example, what you do as Russia is you set up, you get a co-op slave to do it, generally speaking. You make him set up lots of fallback lines whenever you want, your defense to be. And then, with nothing assigned to them, then in 39, 1940, whenever you have the equipment, you start recruiting your 740 with divisions, 600, and then you just assign them. And in one moment, they'll
Are we
get
stuck?
there. I think so.
Dang. Really need to get
Maybe
this
it's
game
very
going.
slow.
I have a time limit today, chat. Beirut.
Seems like we.
Let's take a quick look at the bracket to see what these players are fighting for right now. Let's open up brackets, tournament brackets. So right now we're watching the upper bracket. Oh wow, this is actually the round 3 quarterfinals. Upper bracket quarterfinals right now. It's Modded Out versus East Berlin. These teams we can see It's Modded Out beat the Clubbing last week, and East Berlin beat US Pro Gaming. Both It's Modded Out and East Berlin were seeded earlier on in the bracket. But yeah, it's
My
the word
apologies
on
for
the
delay.
street. The word on the street is that whoever wins this one is most likely going to be a tournament favorite. Of course, this is double elimination, best of ones until. Wait, is the finals best of 3 or is it also best of 1? Everything just best of 1?
Should be everything is best of 1. That's the plan.
Even the finals, yeah. How would you even do a best of 3 finals in HOI4? You would have to play on 3 different days.
Yep, exactly. Unless you want to jam everything in one day, but people will be tired and it will be.
If you get to a third game, the people are gonna be playing crazy, dude. Like not in a good way, crazy. Like sleep
Money, it's time
deprived.
for you. 24 hours for session. Come on.
Guys, don't you want
Hop on.
$83.33? Come on.
Well, we are expecting to get much more money for the next tournament game.
Yeah. It's still pretty cool. You know, most of these guys wouldn't be playing for anything usually. And they still care a lot.
That's true. That's very true.
Now they get their HOI4 fix and potentially $83 US dollars. I say $83 because that's what 1,000 divided by 12 is, chat.
It's great. I mean, I remember subjecting myself to a horrible experience playing with vanilla people in an SVS long time ago for 20. So it was probably the worst game I ever had. I mean, we won in the end. It was Dankus in Germany, fun fact. And you know, the
He was probably
CS
young
team was
then.
on Allies. Oh, very. I mean, he's exactly my age. So I was young too, I guess. No, I don't.
So he was like, "Oh man,
16 or
Alta!"
17.
That's
Yeah,
how I
something like
imagine.
that. I
That's how
think
he
it was
probably sounded.
16 or 17. But yeah, it was something, an 8 hours game. I don't even remember. But it was vanilla.
Vanilla.
So yeah, vanilla. Yeah.
So what's the reasoning behind UK setting up naval invasions? Oh wait, okay. So I guess he's just
Could be
gonna
to troll you.
counter. He's
Yeah, no,
countering
absolutely.
the naval invasions of Italy or Romania or whatever because he's already planning one on Rhodes. It's interesting that Italy starts with Rhodes. That's not historical, right?
It is historical.
Wait, Italy owned Rhodes in World War II?
Yeah, I mean, we fucked up the Ottomans in 1912.
Oh yeah, as part
Don't
of
you
the World
remember?
War I peace deal. Ah, okay, never mind. You're right. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
and we were supposed to get much more from Turkey, but that didn't happen.
I mean, the
So
peace deal on Turkey on Ottomans was very insane.
not
It
enough. And what
was
happened is
actually
that,
insane.
yeah,
Worse than the Germans' peace deal, the Treaty of Versailles. It was worse than that. Let's be
skill
real.
issue. Skill issue. Should
Yeah.
have won, perhaps.
Should have just not joined the war. I blame Anwar Pasha.
Yeah, that as well.
That guy was
Yeah, but
failing upward. I don't know how. There's
Dedekinis
the
Airport.
Dedekinis. How long does one round take on average? This mod runs pretty fast. If there's no delays, you can actually get a full game in like 3-4 hours. A long game I would say is 5 hour plus in this mod, which is if you are coming from mods like the Bokoen mod. What is that one called? Those games on average are like 7 hours with potential of a 10-hour game. But you know, a lot of stuff is deleted. You know, a lot of there's less players than normal HOI4 games, I would say. Not really. I mean, 24 players. That's kind of normal, I guess. Yeah. Be interested to see what Italy does. I feel like Italy always has potential to switch it up. Maybe throw in tanks. Maybe focus fully on infantry. Maybe do help in on the air game. Right now we're seeing him just building towed anti-air,
Gentlemen, the game
towed
is going to
artillery.
get paused for a second. The German main is lagging, and he's using his the right to hot join. So just a small heads up.
Do you remember how many factories Russia had on trains last game?
No. Do you know? Are you asking?
No, no, no. I'm asking because they had a huge trains deficiency that caused huge issues. So I don't remember if it's the same guy, but if it is the same guy,
They
then
have less Soviets this time, right? I'm not tripping. Last time they had
yeah,
5.
yeah, no, they do.
So they've dropped
They
down to 1 Soviet. So are they doing a different thing, a different strategy, a different game plan? And there's 3 Japans.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I see
know.
what's
They're
happening.
betting on Japan intensely.
They're trying to counter Japan, doing 2 UKs, doing 2 USAs. So they're going to be focusing on the Pacific. So we're actually might see today for the first time Japan game impact.
Well, we'll see how it's gonna go, because honestly, it really depends on this Japanese build. I don't know what Wolfram has in store for us, but I would consider that he is preparing something, considering that he might be the person to make or break the tournament.
You ready?
I
Going
need
into
to
the
add
dockyards.
later. Um, is it the same Russia guy as the last time?
Um,
Let me see.
there's less
Yes,
Soviets though,
heavily.
right?
Okay.
Well, because Corps can hot join just before the Barb, just before Japan, and and in 39. So I believe there are some people who are still sleeping. There are a few Americans in that regular team.
They're still
For
sleeping. It's
example,
11 a.m. here in California. They're still sleeping.
West Coast, I would say. I don't know.
Well, wait,
Why not?
the
11
East
a.m.
Coast
It's
is 3
good time.
hours ahead, so it's 2 over there.
Right. I apologize, but the Germany main did not fix his issues.
Oof, this is not a good sign for East Berlin. What is going on with the German main?
I'm looking at the Russian tree for the first time in a long time. It has changed a lot since then, and I'm seeing interesting focuses.
This mod, just heads up chat, this mod does bring back the old method of doing doctrines where you had to actually physically research them, and you can boost the research using your
Hello.
XP. Hey, CMOPS! Welcome.
I'm still eating, but I'm just gonna eat while I'm here now.
Okay. Great. We were just talking about how much we missed you.
I also miss you guys. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, mod is
Before the
not
stream,
correct. Let me give that to
Habibi,
you.
before the stream, I watched your Meva gameplay
Yes.
on the VOD channel. It was pretty funny.
Did you like it?
I liked it. Yeah, I'm happy that you have like a channel where you upload the VODs because I don't usually have time to watch the streams because at the same time I also stream. So it's great that I can rewatch
Yeah,
them there.
a lot of people were talking about the a message telling me about the Miwar game, but like I feel like it was a pretty boring first session. We just built up and stuff like that. Became really rich really fast with small amount of land.
I mean, I enjoy the building up part more than the war part sometimes.
Yeah, I've
It was
noticed
just
that with a lot
nice
of
to see how
people.
people like you with so much experience can just build up a country like that so quickly.
Yeah.
I
That's a
always
good
just
point.
blow up, halfway through.
You just blow up? What do you mean?
I mean, in game, my country blows up because of some shit. I don't know. I get like a civil war, or like I don't know, like I have too much overextension, and then all the rebels spawn and I die, or they bankrupt or something.
Hello, CMOPS.
Hello.
I apologize for the delay. The Germany main is experiencing some technical issues, which will hopefully be
No problem, man. No
fixed.
problem.
How's it going?
Good. I'm eating my croissants right now and drinking beer.
Oh, oui, la baguette.
Mhm.
Bon appetit.
Thank you.
Let's see if it's looking any better. And yes, I believe that his issues has been fixed.
Yeah,
Okay, boys,
perfect.
the game is now back up and running, and I hope we'll get to Danzig without any major delays.
I'm praying. I mean, it's already a lot quicker than the last games where Ludwig was the host. Nothing personal against him, it's just his internet connection is probably not the best.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We do have a lack of hosts sometimes, but
I mean, every HOI4
because
community has that. It's just very hard to find people with reliable PCs and internet and good connection for
Yep.
everyone.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
a central location as well. It's like a triple whammy. Let's do a quick juggle check. No one's tech
Oh,
juggling.
yeah, Turkish check.
Juggle
Oh,
check.
wait, did you see that
Oh,
Italy is
Francis.
going for superior firepower doctrine? Isn't that
Yeah.
a bit unusual?
I was thinking
It
about
is.
that. Isn't it mostly on Italy, like Grand Battle Plan, or maybe if they're doing like tanks, mobile warfare, or mass assault? Actually, I feel like Italy can do
So
everything. I've seen them do everything.
Italy can do everything, but usually Italy doesn't have enough research for superior firepower, so it might backfire. The
Hmm.
biggest problem with superior firepower that it's not really effective if you do not have air. You have a lot of org, but your recovery rates are abysmal. So this might create issues with Italy being just stuck in the Mediterranean Sea, in Africa, and then just completely overrun by allies when Germany will be bombing. So it's very risky choice. The superior firepower, I would say, is the riskiest choice that Italy can do.
But
The
I also saw
riskiest.
that the Russian and Australia were doing it too. And usually Australia also goes for Grand Battle Plan, or the Rush goes for Mass Mob or something, right? So it's also
So the
interesting.
new meta is to just spam more divisions against Japan. Against a good Japan, your special forces is just you're not going to have enough divisions to hold the front against a good Japan. So normally, what happens is that Rush and Australia go for superior just to have more infantry because special forces is still good. On superior, you just take more losses, and you can at least cover yourself better against those pesky amphibious tanks. Because amphibious tanks, as they are, they can land on pretty much everything.
Well, yeah.
And
Speaking
unless
of
there are
tanks,
other tanks.
speaking of tanks, we can actually see Japan is researching 1938 mediums. That's different.
Who did? Japan?
Oh, yeah.
Japan, yeah, 1938 mediums.
Yeah, as you can see, Japan is most likely going to be doing the amphibious mediums build. That's
Ah.
pretty much what currently the meta on Japan is. Usually, Japan can get 10 to 12 amphibious tanks, which are guaranteed to land pretty much everywhere, unless there are tanks in ports, which might cause some issues.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And why is he building heavy tanks right now, though? He's building 4
I
heavy
would say
tanks.
he would put it. I think he would put it into the
Support
support
companies,
because
right?
heavy, yeah,
Support
heavy
heavy.
support company is
Yeah.
one of the best.
I
Yeah.
forgot
That's
that
usually
about
what
that
you
about this
do in
mod.
this mod as a tank model, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that
And
you can.
you have them day one, and yeah, that's probably why.
Like all the Russian division names for Japan. So is East Berlin like a team of like Russian guys or?
It's a mix of Ukrainian and Russians. For
Okay.
example, Wolfram is Ukrainian, Zontic is Russian, Player is Belarus, and there is a guy, I believe his name is Archie. He's from Kazakhstan. So it's a all-round SAS post-Soviet Union mixture.
CIS, Commonwealth of Independent States.
I believe so. That's what it's called in the West, isn't it?
I know that name was used in the old days of Dota 2, professional Dota 2. They would
Oh.
call
gosh.
all of those people, like all of that group of nations, like Ukraine, Russia, Kazakhstan, Belarus. They would call that the Commonwealth of Independent States, but I don't know why or where that name came from, honestly.
I see. Gerardo, would you mind to join us at Danzig so we do
Yes,
not slow down the game?
I was just
Thank you
there
very
to
much.
under. Yeah.
Thank you.
You can see right now America is going full into base strike. That's very standard for America, doing base strike. And also everyone building super heavy battleships. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's just like the most.
I like that.
It's like the most meta the best IC you can spend on your docks, right?
I would say early on 100%.
Yeah.
What you usually see is that the players go for Battleship 3s with new modules later on, because those guys are actually cheaper and will beat super heavy battleships in a 1v1, but you only unlock these modules very late, right? Battleship 3 is the 1940 take or something. So until then, they usually build super heavy battleships and then they switch into normal battleships.
So
But they're really good early on.
Yeah.
So for battleship be better than a super heavy battleship, you would need to research the gun 4, the latest gun available for the battleship, and refit. So the Navy works in a rock paper scissor format. Battleship lose to super heavies, super heavies lose to heavy cruisers, and heavy cruisers lose to BBs. And because only super heavies are available in the beginning of the game, that's considered to be the most IC efficient thing you can build,
Yeah.
unless you have some kind of other meta in mind.
Yeah. Very interesting. Interestingly, UK is boosting his South Africa this time. Well, also this time there is a South Africa because this team lost their South Africa in the beginning of last round against the clubbing. South Africa was having issues and they had to annex him. It kind of did have an impact on Africa. We said what was like 4 to 6 less tanks than there should have been in Africa
Yeah, that's
for the
true.
Allies.
South Africa plays a vital role there. True.
But what's interesting is this time is the UK is actually boosting his South Africa. He's buying steel from him, even though he doesn't need the steel. I'm
He
guessing.
also has 14 mils also on it. That's probably really good.
Yeah, and South Africa already building mills. By the way,
He's also already building tanks. He's already building almost one a day, with the potential of the efficiency going up by like 50 more percent. I think he will get as many tanks as he wants, and it's probably going to be like 4 or 6, something like that. Pretty nice. It's also good, I would say, to support your tank miners a bit because it's usually what the others struggle with the most in Africa.
tanks.
And just a few civs like that can really make a big difference for a country like South Africa.
Yeah, one factory means. Well, actually, he's getting 2 now. Where's he getting the second one? No, actually, he just got up to 15. Maybe it was from his focus tree. Or
he also has another
consumer
focus
goods.
he can do to get one more civ. And yeah, he also has 300 PP that he could spend.
5 consumer goods
But he
he's
doesn't-
gonna get as well. Pixie Ka Asaka.
Germany's civilian economy is looking really good, man. 160 civs already. He's gonna build 6 more, going all the way up to 151 owned. Also getting 18 from trade. That's quite a lot, I would say.
I would say that Germany is greedy a bit. I would like to see him starting building mills in slightly earlier in December 38. But
Yeah.
this is still acceptable if they are confident in their Africa play.
And the good thing is they're getting civ boosted quite a lot by Italy. Not really boosted because Italy really needs those resources, but still it's like 20 civs that they're getting from Italy there almost.
Yeah.
Right,
Italy is
Italy is
building a
already
lot
on
of
free
maybe.
trade. Oof. I would consider that
Free
a
trade with
mistake.
40 dockyards on super heavy battleships. I don't know.
I would consider this a mistake because Italy is usually building all the rubber in the access for them, so not having the IC early would cause issues. But we'll see. We'll see how
I
it's
mean,
gonna
Germany
go.
has 15% more building speed on the mills than Italy has, and I guess, yeah, I mean, Italy will be a lot weaker because of that, but Germany will be also a lot stronger because it's like 2 more lines building mills right now, basically.
True, but again, that's not necessarily true because that's not necessarily the case because Italy needs to build rubber, and if Italy
Yeah,
doesn't
that's why
have
what I meant.
civs-
Italy will be weaker, but Germany will be stronger.
yeah, but because they don't have enough civs building, they're just not going to build rubber fast enough. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean that? Yeah.
They're gonna have a rubber problem. They're
They might.
actually already running out of rubber on the Axis.
And someone is lagging. I believe it's an Italy co-op. I'll be back in a second to check.
Yeah, it's Benzoki Pro Game. I snitched. Yeah. Who are you rooting for here, C-Mops?
I would say the Axis team is the underdogs, at least from the player quality wise. The Allied team is way more regulars that play the mod a lot, so I would root for them, like for the Axis, because they're underdog. And yeah, other than that, I wish both teams best of luck. I just hope that the Axis team can fix some of their mistakes from last game that I watched from them. You know, like Germany had a really good build. They were just like not microing their tanks a lot of times. You know, just being AFK, and they could have saved a lot more days or kept France a lot quicker or encircled a lot of stuff if they were just more active with their micro. But yeah, their Japan is really good. We gotta watch out for that one. Last time the LS were a bit weaker, you know, when Japan like played, but they were really strong. They killed all of Asia, like Australia, New Zealand, Raj, and all of the rubber.
And I am back.
Hello.
We believe that the Italy Corp, while have not fixed his issues fully, but he will be able to survive until we go to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much longer than the war would start anyway.
Why are there people in my chat spamming smoke break, but like in an axi, and it's in Russian? Is that a Russian meme?
Ah, do you
It's
mind repeating that?
they're spamming pirikur.
I had that
Oh,
too last time in
Did
my
I say that
in my,
right?
channel.
Smoke
I think
break,
it's
right?
from the. Yeah, I
It
think
is a
it's
smoke break.
views from
Yeah.
Daniel that are coming over and writing that.
Dude rated. Oh, okay. So the guy came to watch my stream for a second. Well, hi, welcome, Russian guys from Russian stream. Raid with Daniel. Okay, that makes sense. Welcome, guys.
Oh, Tommy just died in this game. I need to pay out the
I
bet.
I betted so much on that for no reason. Doesn't really
What
matter.
did you bet on? That he would win or would lose?
Oh, I knew you would win.
Oh
Because
no.
the odds weren't to lose. I always go against the one that's like less likely.
Look at this Japan, gentlemen. Usually the meta is to build about 200 dockyards to buy more times against the US, but this Japan, I think, is going at 160 dockyards or something like even less.
No, he's
Lower
building more.
than
He's building
last
more.
time.
He's queuing up more.
I
Yeah.
think he's still going less dockyards. He's already started building mills because, yeah, look, this is a all-in build that will most likely it's something that he's cooking. He was cooking for the game. He's going very aggressively. He is going to lose Navy in late 41 unless he kill Raj or Australia. It's a very risky build, but we'll see how it's gonna go.
Why don't I stream in Russian? I'm not Russian, guys. I'm not Russian. I'm not. Da.
Давай,
Давай.
Sorry.
I am American Arab. I am Lebanese American. I'm both. Doesn't he like Russia? I like Russian people. They've been the most interesting. My favorite experience with a Russian person was when I went to Hungary, and there was a guy who was in the hotel room right next to us. There was a Russian guy on vacation, and he said, "Oh, I love Budapest so much. #1 prostitutes in Europe."
So where did you find him?
This was in Budapest, and he was trying to convince us to to get prostitutes, and I was like, oh, I'm good. And then he tried to convince us to go play paintball, which I wish I said yes. You know, paintball is a lot of fun. But he was a really funny guy, and you know, I ate breakfast with him on one of the days, and we talked about some stuff and talked about life and stuff, and he was very like good mentality on life. I feel like very like he was having a good time. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like screwing up. He was doing like what he needed to do, but he still was having a good time. Yeah.
Why we speed 3 again?
It's gonna be interesting. Mostly, I'm really interested to see this Japan. Really interested to see what this Japan does in this campaign.
He played really well last time, but there, you know, he also had a few more dockyards. So I don't know, like if he will have that much free range with his navy this time. But you know, all it needs is one nice decent engagement, and then he can still win, even though he has less IC out, and the USA will take a long time to recover from that.
That's a weird number though to stop at 152.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. Maybe he miscalculated something there. You know, thought he was going to go all the way to 150, but maybe he wants to have 150 on ships and 2 on convoys or something like that. I don't know.
Now my chat's making jokes. Why don't you stream in this language? Why don't you stream this way? Fuck it, guys. I'm streaming in Arabic now. هذه اللعبة اليوم حنشوفها من دون ضد المودد اوت ضد الايست برلين اليابان.
I
can't do it with a straight face, dude.
There's not many Arabic streamers, right? At least not on Twitch.
No, not really.
I think on YouTube I saw a few, but well,
I feel like
Yeah,
most
I'll
Arab
check, I'll
streamers
check.
stream in English, and then they also speak Arabic sometimes with their audience. It's not as big
Yeah.
as like specifically like you'd see. I feel like you see more like Iranian or Turkish streamers than just Arabic streamers.
the Turkish streamers you see a lot. But there wasn't there like a thing that Erdogan wanted to ban Twitch, something like
Oh,
that?
Twitch was
For a
banned
while?
for a short time, actually. Yeah,
Uh,
it was banned for a short time. It's so weird. I don't know
way
what's going
what we
on in
can see-
Turkey. They randomly ban things. Like right now, Roblox is banned.
I mean, I think that's good. I think that's good actually.
Yeah, China War is removed in this mod. There's no Spanish Civil War. There's no China, guys.
Yeah.
It's just boom, 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 done, done, done. Spain just starts as national Spain. It's so the game runs faster, so you have quicker games.
But we have Habibi, if you want to see real quick, the Italy is researching the normal battleship 3 already and the better weapons for it. All they need then is the better armor, and then they will probably start building those instead of the normal super heavy battleships. They will be way more resource efficient and also less vulnerable against planes, and they will be strong enough.
Ah,
It's going to be
okay.
interesting to see how those will fare against the UK Navy. How many dockets does it even have on Italy here? 44. That's actually pretty decent. I don't think you usually have that many.
I was about to say we don't usually see Italy build dockyards that much. Like they just maybe like build a couple extra ships and then you know
I think
like add it.
also know why. If you look at how many civilian factories he's giving to Germany for steel trades, 27.
Yeah.
Just for steel.
Oh
And he
my
also
God.
needs chromium. Like, his super heavies are just so expensive.
Well, the thing is, he's still on free trade. What's the purpose of being on free trade? Is he trying to get more research speed?
I don't know.
Because
I mean,
does
he's
Italy
gonna
start at
build
free
these rubber
trade?
rafts later.
They don't,
I
right?
don't know. I think he just went for it. Yeah, I don't think so. But I think he wants to stay on it. So for the rubber, he's going to do the refinery focus now. I'm going to start building rubber refineries, so Germany can buy as much as possible. I think that's the main thing here about it. But I don't know. The super heavies might not be the best choice then to build. But like the factories don't get lost. They go to Germany, and then Germany is a lot stronger, especially since Germany has better building speed modifiers and everything right now.
Do all nations have players? No. It's specifically 12. There's 12 players on the Axis side and 12 players on the Ally side, because this is a historical mod, obviously. And the players decide. They distribute the players how they want. The teams decide. Like, for example, Allies can get a Norway player. Allies can have a New Zealand player. You can see that they'd opted for no New Zealand and no Norway, and instead are having more Soviet co-ops, because if you do have less on one, then they also have 2 USAs and 2 UKs. This is something that we mentioned earlier. The Japan player, a lot of people have been saying this. It's not just a couple people. A lot of people have been saying this. This Japan player is probably the best Japan player in this mod. Like, he's most familiar with this mod, and he's a pretty good player. And I think that the Allies know this. The Allied team, it's modded out, knows this, and they are actually putting more co-ops on USA and UK. Well, I mean, 2 USAs is kind of normal. I would say 2 UKs is not always normal, but we do see it sometimes. I mean, UK does have a lot to do. That's like a nation where sometimes you have a lot to do. A lot to do. C-Mobs, your favorite nation? Let me guess your favorite nation in HOI4. It's Germany, right?
Okay. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, even in vanilla, you can have early aggression, can do so much different things. You have a good ego. In other countries, you first have to fix your government and whatever, and in Germany, you can just go immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm not that much of a Navy guy, otherwise I would maybe say Japan, because Japan is the same, just that you also have to worry about Navy, but Germany's just a bit strong and has cool tanks that go quick and zoom around, and it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, the problem I have with Japan is that you fight in so many annoying areas. Like fighting in the East Indies, fighting in India. These places are annoying to fight in.
Jungles and everything. It's
Yeah,
just
jungle, mountains, hills,
they have it a bit easier as Germany.
urban.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, to me, my favorite nation is probably Soviet Union or UK. But with the Soviet Union and Germany, it just Barbarossa I feel like is the most fun, like in terms of
Yeah.
like micro and player versus player fighting.
UK can also be really funny. Problem is just if the UK, like in multiplayer settings, for at least you need to really
You need to
like,
wrangle
manage
tards.
your teammates and everything. You know, that is like depending on
Probably
what
should
kind
say
of
that.
people you have in your team, can be really annoying sometimes. You know, but also you know when everything works out, it's gonna be it's also really nice.
Yeah, UK can be really hit or miss, especially if you they try to sea lion you. Yeah. If you aren't prepared for sea lion and you get sea lion, it can be disastrous.
I think the German main just could disconnect one last time, and then he should be back soon.
Okay.
Then we can finally go to war.
Yeah. We
I
should
think
be
they
like
don't
30
even
minutes away
like
from
need to
war.
hot on him now. They can just hot on him at war. Like Germany has everything set up. All they need to do is just build more military factories that already go into designated spots there.
Let's check out the air. Oh, UK's already building Spitfires. 54 on Spitfires, 8 on close air support. Meanwhile, Germany, they got 3 on close air support and 71. So right now, UK is ahead on the air game, but not for long. Not for long. Look at Germany's build queue. And look how much they have queued up, 150. They're probably going to go up to like 200, 250 on airplanes on Germany. Because Germany has to contest UK, Russia air, and US air potentially. And
Look at the UK eco, by the way. That's crazy.
it's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
It has like 120 mils. You know, if you combine, usually what you have to do is combine the mils from UK and France and compare it to Germany. That's usually what you need in the, you know, what's important for the beginning of the war. And they have like 10 more mils in Germany right now because Germany civ builds so much. That will
Oh.
probably change because Germany, you know, has so many mils, so many civs. I mean, it's being civ boosted by Italy a lot. But I really don't know what France's build is here. He isn't much on tanks. Usually what you see is the France players being like, I don't know, 50 on tanks at this point, you know, having the entire eco on that. But he's just building light tanks and some motorized, you know, like he's doing like some different type of strategy, not just medium tank strategy, but I don't know, something else. That's gonna be interesting to see. Like Grand Battle Plan, light tank destroyer tanks or something like that.
Well, we saw the same. I already know what the France is gonna do because it's the same
Okay,
France
good.
player.
I didn't watch it. Okay.
He's doing a light tank motorized division, and it has very high piercing on the divisions. So he's able to pierce German tanks, and he just basically the France strategy isn't really to hold that long, but just to burn as many tanks of Germany as possible.
I mean, you would have really decent amount of heart attack, right, with those?
Yeah, you have decent heart attack, and I think the stats were
He also has a
something
lot
like
of orc.
65
combined with the
piercing.
entrenchment that he gets.
Yeah.
No, does he get extra entrenchment from the Maginot spirit here in this? He does not. He just gets playing bonus, but still, like with Grand Battle Plan, he has a decent amount of that. He also has really good generals for entrenchment. The defensive doctrine here plus 20% entrenchment, and then also like probably like the infantry generals getting the other entrenchment modifiers here. Yeah, ambusher.
Yeah, if he does the same thing, that's what it'll be. You can actually see the light tank destroyer build if you look into his motorized division. There it is. This is the same exact division. He's gonna get about 20 of these. You can see right here that the piercing is not correct, though. I'm not sure why the stats are not right.
Yeah, you probably need to click on open it up again. Sometimes when you're on observer mode, the first time you click on a template like that, it doesn't update really.
Oh, there you go. Yes, it's 66 piercing and about almost 300 heart attack, and that's if he has all updated equipment. It's got the heavy tank support, 4 light tank destroyers, and then the rest motorized. So it's a very high org division as well because it's a bunch of motorized.
I wonder if he's going to choose to go African terrain or Asian terrain. But probably African terrain, right? I mean, depends if they want him in India or if they want him in Africa. But with Grand Battle Plan, you usually have to go for African terrain because without France, it's going to be a lot harder to retake Africa against the good Italy.
Yeah. You know, again, trying to go off what he did last time, he went tanks. Even with the Grand Battle Plan, he did Grand Battle Plan. He did tanks post-war, and then he did African terrain, and he spammed infantry to put into Asia, and then he kept his tanks in Africa
Yeah.
to keep pressuring
I mean,
Italy.
every terrain should be a lot stronger. I just looked at the assault concentration tech there. It gives him 20% extra hard attack and 5% soft attack for the army. And 20% hard attack on these like light tank divisions that he has here right now. That's going to be really strong. And also a lot of
Yeah.
orc on motorized, like 10 more.
What was the
So
number
it's really
last
just better
time?
than-
If I can recall correctly, he destroyed in just the France like invasion, the battle for France. I think he destroyed something like 8,000 tanks of Germany,
Damn.
or was it 6,000?
That's actually crazy.
It was a lot of tanks. Like he lost so many tanks, but the Germany was unfazed last time. But it did mean that he had less for Barb, and Barb was a disaster for the Germans last time. A disaster.
I mean, 8,000 tanks, that's 8,000 tanks. It's like, I don't know, like 16 tank divisions worth of equipment,
Yeah.
that he didn't have there. That's actually quite a lot. That's usually how much some Germany lose in Africa, in the whole of Africa.
Yeah. I think it was actually around 6,000, and then he lost 2,000 Africa, because the Africa campaign last time was kind of a disaster for the Allies. Again, It's Modded Out was playing Allies last time. But yeah, they had a bit of a disaster in Africa. They were doing okay in the beginning, but then as soon as Germany came, they just lost everything. But and then they pulled out because of Barbarossa. Like Barbarossa was an absolute disaster. Germany did not have enough tank divisions, and early on in the war, he got like 2 tanks encircled, and then another 2 tanks encircled.
Oh yeah, that's quite a lot then.
Yeah. But this is a really cool France build. Honestly, I really like it.
Nice. Could remember something back in the day where people also did like motorized anti-tank divisions, but it was like 6 years ago. It was,
Really
pretty
back in the
strong.
day.
Yeah. I remember being in a game where Dankers also did that on France, and then he was playing against a very noob Germany, and he just got all of his shit encircled. Like he snaked in from Saarbrücken, and then like kept expanding from there, but all that linked him like with the mainnet was just one tile, and that Germany just cut off, and then all of the ship was encircled. That was pretty funny.
6 years ago.
Yeah, 2018, 2019.
Back
something like
then,
that.
guys, CMOP sounded like, "Hey guys, it's me, CMOPs."
Probably, yeah. I mean, no. I think like 2 years before that, I came into what do you call that thing when your voice changes?
Puberty.
Uh,
Puberty.
in
Right?
Germany we say Stimmbruch, which means voice break. Like I don't know, like 10th grade or something. So like 2 years earlier.
Oh, okay. So 8 years ago, you were in 10th grade.
Yeah, but I didn't have a beard yet.
Yeah.
Didn't have a beard.
I started being able to grow facial hair like in 9th grade.
Damn. Respect that. I just started during Corona with it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, nobody's gonna see me anyway, So it was really funny.
This is not a good sign. He's loading kind of slowly here.
Oh yeah, Germany guy or
Germany guy, yeah. I'm gonna get a little bit more iced tea.
I don't know why we hotshot him now. He's just gonna leg out in half a year again, and then we have to hotshot him again for the war.
But like, what is he changing that's gonna make the better
Nothing.
this
That's
time?
the thing. He could also just ask one of his teammates to stream it for him in Discord and just tell him what to do. Like all of the production lines are set up, all of the designs for the for the planes and the tanks are made. There's nothing he needs to do anymore until the war starts.
Yeah. I am gonna in about 2 hours I will just raid UC Mops, because I today is the day for for my daughter to meet her new teacher, because she's starting primary school.
Nice,
So-
that's cool though.
So yeah, so we're gonna go to her school, and they're gonna show us around, and then we meet her teacher, and she can meet some of her new classmates as well.
Okay, thank you, man. That's understandable then.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're gonna have nice teachers. Because there's sometimes problems with teachers, Like
Yeah.
they're weird and shit.
It's early on, so it should be fine. I feel like
Yeah.
this starts becoming like a thing when you get into like middle school, like maybe high school.
I mean, we had it like in my town. We had like a scandal where the principal like a woman, I don't know, can't remember how old she was. Like she was like treating the kids very bad because she was also teaching. She was a principal, but also teaching, and she were like treating the kids bad, hitting them and everything, and
Oh yeah,
that's why.
hitting.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
So
but it was also like I don't know, first grade or second grade, like very young kids.
Oh, what the heck?
I apologize, gentlemen. The Bulgaria guy lives in Sumy, near the Kursk in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So he's literally living on the border where the most active events right now are going. So that's why he's experiencing some technical problems. I really hope we can let it slide.
I mean, I'm okay with that. There's nothing you can do about it, you know.
Bro.
Obviously, it's not his fault that the internet is bad, you know. We can't blame him.
That's kind of crazy. But I
See,
had one
do you see
teacher that
how
would hit.
dedicated people are?
Yeah.
People are
No, this is like
dedicated to
HOI4 is not just
test
a game
their.
to them. HOI4 is life, you know. That's
Yeah, they are
how hard it is.
dedicated to play HOI4 even if there is a chance of them getting drafted. I mean, they're preparing, you know, strategizing.
Yeah.
Germany's 90 in air now. The UK is 60 only, but he should have more efficiency. He's building 2.7 planes a day. Germany's building 2.5. So even though Germany has like 30 more factories now on it, he's still not outproducing him. Italy also doesn't have the rubber coming yet. He's going to start building it now, basically. So in a few days. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
What I was gonna say, when I lived in Egypt, I had a teacher that would hit, and he would pull the ears, and he would like drag students across the classroom, and he would hit them with the rulers. Nothing bad happened to him though, because he was also like an administrator. That was my Arabic teacher in what was it, 7th grade and 8th grade? Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky that I didn't have like teachers like that. I only had like some weird teachers that had like extremely biases, you know, like for some people and for others, like they completely like just, you know, like you could say mobbing almost, like, you know, like every time. So other people though, like it was crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in trouble though. So like I would just like it was my classmates, because they would honestly like try to tick him on purpose and try to get him to that point on purpose, and I have no idea why. Like they would try to get him to the point where he would like he one time he like took a student off the chair and like took him in front of the desk, like on the desk, and took him and threw him on the floor. And he said, "Don't do that again." And nothing happened to that teacher, dude. Yeah.
I also like my parents told me stories from back in the day, or my grandparents, you know, of how teachers were there.
Yeah.
They were like, very, very strict and also stuff like that. But like in today, if somebody would do that in Germany, we would go to jail probably.
Yeah, that's the same thing in the US. Like no teacher hits or anything here, and you know, fine. But yeah, back to the game. February 39, war is about to start. We are probably the Molotov-Ribbentrop hasn't happened yet. He doesn't want to give the tank bonus to Soviet Union yet. But he's gonna need to do that in order to do Danziger War. He needs to do Molotov-Ribbentrop and Ribbentrop, and then he has to do Fall Wies, which is Danziger War basically. One second, I'm gonna get more iced tea. More caffeine.
Quite ambitious Germany, getting ready with 12 tanks and 10 light tanks to France, which is
Light tanks.
good against. Yes. So Germany
How many
starts.
missiles do Germany usually get for the war? Like for start of war?
That's a really good question. I only have numbers for Danzig. We don't really record the mill count for. Sorry, I only have the numbers
I meant for
Barbarossa.
Oh, for Barbarossa, okay.
Yep.
Barb.
I think last time when I talked to Wolfram, the Japan play had like 240 or something, right? Something like that. I
Yeah,
can't remember
something like that. Something like that would be
it's
adequate, I
interesting
would
to
say.
see because he has a lot of civs, man. He has 200 civs right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
40
I
from
mean,
trade.
40 of which are from sharing, but still, like, that's crazy.
And there you go.
Definitely
He's
greedy
preparing
goat.
now. Yeah, he's just surpassed. I was about to say because CMOPS was saying that you have to compare the mills of France and UK versus Germany. He just surpassed UK and France. And by the way, he's out of fuel. Germany is out of
That's
fuel.
normal. Don't worry about it. He's gonna do the focus, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. That is gonna give him the whatever it's called, the resource rights to Baku. So while Soviets and Germany are besties, there is pretty much infinite fuel for Germany until the war.
Until Barbarossa.
Yep.
Okay. And is Italy building rubber? There you go. He's building the refineries now. How is the rubber situation? Okay, they actually managed it quite perfectly. I always thought they were going to start running out faster. But there isn't a bit of an aluminum problem from Germany, but I think you can just fix that by doing a quick trade.
Yeah. I mean, he's 125 on air, right, already?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty normal in this mod to have very high air, I feel like. More than other mods. He's already surpassed
This
the
is a
UK's
very-
air production, by the way. He just surpassed them. You're doing
This is
6
a
a
very
day.
heavy air mod, so if you do not have 40,000 fighters and Barb, you will experience huge issues.
Yeah, and you can see even Soviet dedicates so many factories for air. He's going to go 150 on air for the Soviets. That's way more than other mods that you ever see Soviets
I
build this much air.
personally do 175 on fighters and 45 on cast when I play Soviets here,
Yeah.
and that's not enough. In the
He's not really
metagame,
cares, let me really see it.
in the metagame, unless UK land leases you 1,200 fighters per month, you're pretty much going to die in 42 on Soviets. You are really dependent on the Allied land lease, because Soviets have the national spirits, the officers purged, and as you can see, there is a major air debuff, so your fighters just die. They just die completely.
In the beginning of the war, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So,
Shirado is trying to join us. I will accept him in July.
now we can see they're doing push the limits, which is going to give them... Okay. Wait, what?
Look at
They're not doing it.
Japan, though.
Molotov Ribbentrop.
Japan has 43 on tanks. He's gonna have a lot of amphibs.
That's interesting. Me,
Let's
will need a
use
lot of them
tanks.
too. UK is also still 20 on tanks and then leasing everything to Canada, so the Canada players can have a lot of tanks too.
Oh, Canada will
Looks like he's
definitely
spending
have
with 8, yeah. He already has 8 tanks. Yeah, his stopper is
Can
going to
be
be fixed soon. He might even get like 10 almost.
I think
Does
it's
Our
he-
SAF is at how many tanks? 6. So we already have 14 tanks on the Allies here without France. That's really good.
Meanwhile, we have Italy on, what, 6 tanks? 10 tanks. 10 tanks on
And
Italy.
it's also really solid, considering how much like of the economy they've been trading away the entire time.
Is he off free trade
He's
yet?
also building
He's not. He's still on free trade, by the way.
Now he has to stay on it for the rubber though. That's the thing. Germany needs the rubber off of him.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
why he's probably going to stay on it. But you know, he will switch to normal battleships, or he did already switch to normal battleships, and they need way less steel and chromium, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah. He's
And you know,
losing
they
less.
are also getting some kind of trade back for their steel trade to Germany by the rubber trade. So
It's
I'm
actually...
worried about the doctrine, because they do not have an armed doctrine tax.
oh,
Ooh.
yeah, true.
Italy's gonna join day one, then they might get pushed straight away. And as I mentioned before, the recoveries could be an issue.
But the high org means that they will, like, it'll be, like, harder to push, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
initial
It will take
push.
them longer to
No.
push them.
The initial push.
There is
Doesn't necessarily
a-
make it harder.
Yeah.
So the issue with high orc is that you're gonna get more damaged by cats and you're gonna have higher losses. It's a weird relationship between the amount of orc you have and the amount of losses you
Like the
take.
you know, we basically make the battle last longer, and that means you have more time to take damage.
Yep,
Because yeah,
exactly.
that's- But when you don't really, you know, care about losses, but you know, care about keeping your territory and not getting pushed out of Africa, then it's a good idea, I would say.
Hmm.
Germany also going to finish his doctrine in 3 days. He's going to have full doctrine, at least full, you know, of the normal doctrine. The ones below are more for like infantry and stuff like that. But things are going to be really good. So let's check their stats at one last time in 2 days, and then we can compare here. He goes 630 soft, 330 hard attack, 600 breakthrough, 50 orc, 300 HP, and 10 kilometers an hour. That's really nice. It's also important Germany has a lot of soft attacks since France is doing these motorized units. They don't have much hardness. They only have like 33% hardness.
Mhm.
So it's actually good that they have a lot of soft attack. Because hard attack doesn't really help you much against those.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's interesting to see the.
275 hard attack.
It's interesting to see the both of these them going like light tanks. I guess on France it kind of makes sense. You already have a bunch of heavy tanks that you can use for heavy tank support. And then this motorized division. How many does he have?
I think he has 16. No, 18. Sorry,
18
of these. And wait a second. I think he's 30 actually.
Well, he
it's
has
like two
about
different templates, though.
yeah. He has two different templates. He has the light tank destroyer, and then he has the motorized. Oh wait, they kind of look the same. What's the
They look
difference
the
here?
same. One template is called
Motorized SAD.
Motorized SAD. I think motorized SAD one doesn't have heavy tank support company.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
It doesn't.
heavy tank support company gives you 25 more hard attack. Actually, that's actually really good. And also 50 more breakthrough. Damn.
Yeah, that's why they're sad. But he has 30 of these divisions
And he would
though.
need another 900 of them. Yeah. That's
30.
actually crazy.
Yeah, and he's
Let's see what
building
Germany
more.
does against these.
He's building
Air-wise
4.
also, let me check. Germany is at how much air? 4.3k fighters and 900 cast. UK is at 2k fighters and 900 cast. Did he not deploy everything? No, okay. UK will have 2,500 fighters. But Germany still has 1.5k more than that. But France also has its own air force. So the air force numbers will be balanced. They both, like France and UK combined have approximately as much as Germany.
Mm.
But still really good air count on Germany here. 4.3k.
Yeah, that should be enough for them to have yellow both in Africa and in France. The main thing now is just not to get pretty much stalled, because if they do, they might have problems. But we'll see how it's going to go. So Gerardo will be joining us after his lunch. So. And Dob Guy is going to be rejoining, so we have another musical break for 2 minutes, and I will be back.
I think this time he won't destroy as many tanks as he did last time. I actually think that this German
how
build
many
is
tanks
better.
did Germany have last time? Do you know that?
He had quite a bit of amount of tanks, but like he had all these
Okay.
medium. I think that these light tank divisions are actually quite good against what France has.
Yeah.
I think it was better than the medium
I
tank
would say it
divisions.
depends a lot on the micro. If the German players micro very well, they should be fine and cutting their losses so low.
And I'm trying not to like give too much attention to the naval invasions they have planned, but the UK was pinging some interesting stuff earlier. Just in case someone is watching. I'm not saying that someone is, but just in case. I haven't been paying attention much to them. But we did see some quite interesting UK invasions that he has planned. And Romania, of course, being the Marines guy, also has some pretty interesting ones planned out.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting to see how that will work out. I've seen like one sea line attempt so far, like in another game, where they tried to sea line Chicken Little, guy from the 1v1 tournament, and he would have kept if it wasn't for his heroic Canada player coming in with a lot of tanks fighting him. Nice, that's great.
So everyone has rejoined. Gerardo is him to make sure that there are no issues.
Here we go. 4 days away from Danziger War. Germany's pinging Yugoslavia. There's a front that's not covered right there. Hey guys, Yugoslavia. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty standard play here. Gonna deal with Poland. Gonna just sit on the Maginot. Then after dealing with Poland, he's just gonna go around the Maginot.
So what is our prediction for France? How long do you think he's going to hold?
It's not really a France hold strat though. He's just trying to delete as much equipment as possible. But if he does the same as last time, we would say probably like what was it? Like February 41. March 41. That's how long he held.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm more interested to see what the tank loss numbers are gonna be for Germany. I think though that having these light tanks is gonna be good. That's what I was telling CMOPS earlier.
These
Yeah.
light tanks are pretty much designed to minimize the losses. They are exactly made for this build, so
Yeah,
hopefully.
it seems Germany did their research.
22 tanks though. That's crazy. I like that. These seconds seem like they're really good for that. 500 soft attack base. Can't wait.
One of his light tanks that got Warsaw can get a medal.
Ugh, my apologies, and yeah, he can definitely something to remember.
I just find it funny. There was like nothing in Warsaw, but it captured Warsaw. Here's a medal, guys.
It's a major city, man. It's a major city. He fought well to get it.
They just drove. Good job, guys. Good job driving. And now he's gonna get ready. They're gonna do the miners are gonna do Yugoslavia, and they're gonna do around the Maginot. The question here though is when is Italy gonna join the war? Italy does, I believe, get a debuff if the longer they wait to join. I believe. If they join really late, they
No,
get a
there
debuff,
is-
right? Oh, I'm mixing up
There is
mods.
no major debuffs, but Italy needs to get his border regions, the Tunis, the Gabes, the Catherine, and the
Otherwise, you won't
everything
get those.
before
Huh?
the river, which I forgot the name for some reason. The one that
Boucher.
goes through the Lyon. Yep, that one. And yeah, so they can just get some land grab, and with that land grab, they can secure resources in Alps and what is it? 6 mills and 5 civs.
That's actually important.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes. Also, meanwhile, German tanks are all lining up on the French border. They are not garrisoning Saarbrücken anymore. They're all just going for Belgium and the Netherlands. And the UK is also there with 5 paratrooper divisions, even in Dunkirk. Like that.
Streamers have crashed. I apologize.
You are my favorite German streamer. You and Flory. Yes, I'm German, guys. Right, CMOPS?
I mean, Flurry War is also German, right? So
Yeah.
that
Flurry
fits
streaming?
perfectly. You know, you,
No.
the German guy from Lebanon, and him, the German guy from
Netherlands.
the
Yeah.
Netherlands. Huh?
Yeah. And you're the
It's
German
nice
guy
that
from
I meet
Germany.
so many exiled Germans all the time from all the places in the world. It's really nice.
My ancestors, the Germans. They did fight in World War I, my ancestors, so. On the German side.
Did they fight for the Ottoman Empire or?
Yeah. My grandfather from my mom's side, my great grandfather. No, my grandfather's grandfather. Oh no, my
So your
grandmother's
great grandfather.
my grandmother's grandfather from my mom's side was a Turkish general that fled to Lebanon post the World War I peace deal.
Cool.
And there we go.
Okay, there goes Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia.
I need to remember that they declared a war on France, so I can. Okay, 28th of September.
It's very interesting because the Allies are supposed to be trading down the German in Benelux, and they're not doing it. Which is
Yeah,
kinda
they
a
was not trying to
small
trade Germany
mistake.
down.
There's no air.
France here.
There's no
Yeah, so-
air in Benelux. No air in Benelux.
Exactly. That's why it's
And
kind of a
France even
mistake from
yeah,
the-
France even going in to try and defend that. And he won't get
Wait,
any air support.
that's something
now
different.
France
That's something
puts
different.
air.
Okay, France putting his air there. How about the UK though? UK is switching his air now, and now they're trading over the Benelux. But this is different. Last time he did not try to go for the trade inside Belgium. Netherlands capitulates. How's the air trade going? Let's go by month. By days. It's bad for the Allies, but that's because France air is just dying initially, I feel like.
Come to see how many German tanks already died in this one battle there. Once it ends.
Ooh.
Okay, Germany lost 112 tanks in this one battle there. The one that in front of Brussels. That's going to be interesting to see. These losses keep
Uh,
up, then
That's because the France is doing the build where they're using the light tank destroyers. This is something that can pierce German tanks, and it
The
doesn't
losses
really
aren't that
hold
bad for the
well, but-
Germans though, compared to last time.
Yeah, the losses are going to be much more compared to the last time, but this
Guys-
France is not going to really hold.
There's already a hole in the German French line. There's already a hole in the French line in Rems. Oh, this is really bad for the France. He's might get encircled in the north. We might see a historical encirclement to Dunkirk.
Southern Iberia invasion. Italy is now taking
Oh,
Tunis,
Paris
and all
is
of that
open.
happening.
Paris is open. And Italy joins.
And the France isn't really counter-attacking here with his units, which he should try and do. He just gets clicked himself and then gets reinforcement everywhere.
This
So
is not good
the-
for
The
France.
biggest problem with this France is because they went into Brussels. 10 of their divisions were not.
Oh,
10 of
Paris is
something
open.
of their
Paris
divisions
is open.
was not.
No.
Yep,
Oh,
they were not
Paris is
used,
gone.
and
That's it.
why-
Fall of Paris.
GG.
And let's see the losses. So the German losses were around.
Great lap, by the
400
way, though.
tanks.
They broke
That's
through at
it.
Sedan. I like that.
Yeah, this is so much worse than last time. I think the big mistake is that they made like a last second call to go into Belgium. What made them change their play? They didn't do that last time. Last time they just waited in France. And the line was just open because he was committing into Belgium and he was pushing back in Belgium, but Germany was just like, nah, I'm just going to open your line.
This was a really big mistake on the Allied side, and that's exactly why there was pretty much no losses at all for France. But if you look into African front, the Allies are already aggressively pushing. So even if the France is not doing that well, the Allies might actually get the upper hand by pushing Germany towards Tobruk and Benghazi, which means that retaking those territories is going to be extremely costly.
How is France not capitulated yet? And also look at Dunkirk. Historical, guys.
Yeah,
It's
he
historical.
already capitulated. You know, like the rumors for the
Yeah.
armistice already started.
It's just
They left
It
Dunkirk.
just
Yeah.
takes some time for things to get moved.
Yep.
it's 10 days, I believe.
But now the battle is focused on Africa. That was very quick French capitulation. November 39, guys. November 39. This is like watching the difference of Germany players. Oh, are we stuck? Am I stuck?
No, it's fine. That's the capitulation of France. It's some, takes
I'm
some
Okay.
stuck.
time.
Yeah, let me see if you are stuck.
No, we
Ah,
should be
people
all
leave it
stuck
there.
now.
Yeah.
So if you take a look at the French focus tree, there are focuses called revive our civilian construction and revive military production. Depending on how many days you survive in France, you're going to get more civs and mills there. This France has only survived 2 weeks.
Oof. It's basically a minor France, this game.
Yeah, that's pretty likely.
Yeah.
But this can all get compensated if Germany will not be able to save Italy in time.
Italy's starting to hold though. The German tanks are moving. They're right now in Austria. They're gonna just need a couple weeks to get there, but the Allies are trying to push the envelope.
If Allies are going to reach the supply hub in whatever it's called, in Cyrenaica, it's going to spell trouble for Italy. I'm not even talking about the fall of Tobruk. If the Tobruk is taken, that's very, very bad. You can safely add few months of Africa fighting if that happens.
Interestingly enough, Germany is sending all their light tanks to navally invade Norway. No, wait, what is he doing? Wait, what? Why are the
I
light
believe
tanks
he's
going to
just putting
Oslo?
them-
The mediums
I
are coming to
believe that
Africa.
He's putting them to Oslo because their stats are not
He
really
wants to
good.
use them as garrisons on the ports.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he will be using them as garrisons.
So that's what he does with light tanks. Okay, Khalas, no more light tanks. Just use
Yeah.
them as port guards for Norway.
Pretty
Okay,
much.
that makes sense. But now that the Germans are like basically in south of Italy, they're going to the port. They're gonna have to go down.
Italy is still holding, which is nice to see because otherwise the Axis would have major issues. But it is looking good for Axis so far.
Yeah, I don't think they're pushing enough. Germans are about to be here. Well, actually, they still haven't left Italy. They're still chilling in Italy. Gotta take a quick beach break. Actually, I don't even know what the beaches look like in Sicily. Probably are nice. It's Mediterranean. Tobruk, they're holding Tobruk now. Let's look at the supply map mode. They're one tile away from getting the supply in Cyrenaica, and one... they're not pushing Tobruk, though. Do they have any,
They
like,
don't
city
have-
breakers? Is that, like, a thing? Like, a division specifically for taking cities?
Yeah, there are urban guys that the Australia is supposed to build, but for some reason they've done just normal infantry.
These aren't, like, shock troopers or anything.
No, these look like a normal infantry, not shock troopers. And the German tanks are in just in time to save this Italy. The Tobruk is still holding. The imported Cyrenaica base is also holding, so it is not looking too bad for Axis.
It's actually looking quite good. Italy held both supply depots.
Yep.
And the Allies are pushing forward, not knowing that the Germans are literally a couple tiles away. German now, a couple days, they're 9 hours away from being on the front line. There you go. German tanks are now on the front line.
There we go.
And all the bubbles suddenly turn green for the Axis.
Apart from that very important Tobruk tile,
Whoa, Tobruk! What's going on there?
which it might fall. Italy with a clutch. The 2 tanks coming in at the very last moment.
And there you can see the Allies are now doing a systemic retreat. The pings to go back to Masra Matruh.
Well, the bad news for Germany is because they've lost those tiles, the infrastructure will now be destroyed and they need to build a lot of supply now. The first 2 Canadian tanks got encircled.
Oh, that's a
Do they have
very
ti-
bad for
enough time
Allies.
to kill it?
They do.
Oh yes, the first 2 Canadian tanks have been downed. And the East Berlin is actually showing a quite high quality of GDU gameplay here, which is really nice to see.
Oh, wow. Canada's down to 6 tanks. How many does South Africa have? 10.
And
Okay.
now look at the
Oh, no,
look at the German
6 as well.
construction. They know what they are doing. They've done the homework. They are already building Masa Matruh, the port, which will give them the most supply that they can be getting for that AC. They are playing it really well.
Honestly, there's a huge difference between the Germany we saw last time. Oh, City Barani fell. What was that? That was like reinforced memed.
Yep.
Are they trying to get it back? Will they get it back? There's tanks going into it.
Italy has moved their fleet, and they're giving the shore bombardment. So I believe that Sidi Barani is now firmly in the German hands.
I forgot to do a prediction. Gamba. Prediction. It's kind of a bit late. I think what most people will vote for. Who wins? Allies or Axis?
Oh, this is very far from decided. This is very far from being decided.
Yeah, but it was kind of like last week. A lot of people at Axis because I did the thing right after France fell, and it was like very favored for Axis. I have a feeling it's going to be favored for Axis again, but no, it is very far from decided. This is not just because France fell in 2 weeks. Canada lost its tanks. They still are going to have to do a battle here for Africa. It's not done yet. A lot of micro here. Let's quickly take a look at the the battle losses for the Germans. Let's take a quick look here, chat. Let's see how many
They're
tanks they
acceptable.
lost.
They only lost 1,500 tanks, which is not bad.
Not bad at all.
Although, because as you can see that there is no supply, that they're losing.
There's a big
lot
naval
of-
invasion, guys, in the Levant. Watch out.
Ooh!
This is quite a lot of Marines here. I don't know if the doesn't look like they just have much stuff to fight back against that right now.
Wait,
I'll be
German
honest with
Marines!
you,
What?
German Marines. Wow.
Yeah,
I'll be honest
they're,
with you.
they're controlled by Romania, but they're still like German Marines. That's true. 14 of them or 13 of
The
them.
axis of plane is picture perfect. Look, the Bulgarian tanks are already into the breach. They're already sending their stuff everywhere. This is
That's
really
crazy.
refreshing to watch. The guys have definitely prepared.
And the Indians now are being pushed back. Are they even able to pierce this tank?
No, infantry cannot pierce tanks in GDU.
Yeah, these tanks only take 50% of the damage. Take a quick look at the Bulgarian tanks. Mediums. This is not looking good. And they're trying to hold it back. They're trying to push it back.
And the
They're-
French tanks have arrived, which is good.
I mean, if the Western Front line can hold out long enough, I can see them being pushed out of that again. Because they're now snaking a bit here, and the supply is also not looking too hot for the Axis. Unless they start taking more supply upstairs.
There's Hungarian tanks as well.
UK Navy don't know where to be seen. So there won't be much raiding going on. So it can actually end up in the airs being cut off here. And that's also one less route where they can retreat to, you know? And also airports that they don't have now. And the airports are low level, but still they're gonna not be able to use many ports to retreat through to here.
Mhm.
And on the same time, the Western Front is also collapsing here.
Yeah.
Germany already having taken
Oh.
Maine and breaking through towards
Oh.
Alexandria at the same time as the Axis pushing in the Suez. Uh-oh.
Is this going to be an encirclement? This could be disaster encirclement. If they're not able to
Could be, but
hold.
we
I
can
don't
see
think it's-
that the German tanks has been a bit AFK, considering that most of the East Berlin players are preferring to play on speed 2, vanilla speed 2, so they might not have enough hands to secure the encirclement here. They got El Alamein, they have 6 tanks in El Alamein. If they push towards Alexandria to take the supply hub and then go down through Cairo, through El Fayoum, this can spell disasters for the Allies.
Yeah, the Allies also don't have any infantry backlines right now. They really need to look to get these big infantry stacks off the front line and start setting them up in the back. Otherwise, they're going to start getting rolled. And that's the last thing you want to have happen to your units in Africa against German tanks that are moving really quick. Oh, also the air situation is not looking good at all. Red air for the Allies here. Cass still flying though, but
They're not even. Wait. They're trading really badly. I think the problem in the eastern front of Africa or in the Middle East, I think the main issue here is that they're not able to deal with the tanks. The Hungarian and Bulgarian tanks are just like unpierceable without the tanks, or the French tanks. It's the same
The French
problem.
are already there and they're slowly pushing it back. But the problem is they're gonna.
one can away from the only port that the Axis has there.
Oh,
And yeah, I don't know. It's not looking too good for the Axis there. If
Oh.
they end up losing all of that, you know, taking Africa, I don't know, won't be as good as we thought it would be. But I think they should be able to hold on long enough, right? Like they're already in Cairo here, the German tanks. Almost in Cairo, let's say it like that.
Germany already started building another port for the retreat of the German tanks, but the supply doesn't look good. The supply doesn't look good.
Tel Aviv is holding. They're trying so hard to break through.
The Jerusalem was taken.
Oh,
Deus cult infidels. Jerusalem was taken.
Oh my god, they have to hold the Allies right now. This could be a big play for them if they can hold the Nile while also getting the port of Tel Aviv.
You can definitely see why the Allies teams are called regulars and why they are so good. They have played together and they adapted to the situation pretty well. Despite the fact that Axis have done their homework, the Allies are showing that they can adapt to any kind of play, which is really nice to see.
Ooh, Jerusalem going back in the hands of Axis. The Allies are trying so hard to hold the Nile right now. This could be really big for them, but if they can't get Tel Aviv, then it's all for naught, and they can actually get in a lot of trouble, because if they lose the port in the Suez, the 2 ports in Suez, they actually could be in a lot of trouble. There's no going out from the North
I mean,
Suez.
they still have the mountain port in the south, in the tip of the Sinai Peninsula, but still, yeah, the tanks move really quick through the desert, so They have to watch out there. But French tanks already saw that problem and are moving back now. India's probably trying to connect with Iraq again and just flee through that direction, but yeah.
Yeah, the Suez
Also,
North is what I was
UK
worried
Air Force
about.
completely being overstacked everywhere. Nothing set up. A lot of airports overstacked and in the wrong air zones here. That
He's
might
fixing
be
it
also
right
a bit
now.
of a problem. Okay, nice. That's good. That's good.
Germany is already breaking Suez.
Yeah. Oh
So
no.
you would say that the average African GDU would be late April, May. Everything before that would be considered early Africa. Everything after that would be considered problematic for the Axis. We will see how this is going to go. But despite everything, this is not too bad for the Allies. It's just the question of how much divisions they're going to lose. If they can retreat without losing too much, they are still in a pretty good shape.
Yeah, they could never finish on Tel Aviv. They weren't able to finish. Oh, divisions getting encircled now. Indian divisions dying. British divisions dying in the North Suez. That was so close. They were actually one like tick reinforced meme tick away from getting Tel Aviv at one point, and now they lost it. And they're now retreating. They need to
And
get
as
out
you
of the
can see,
port.
As you can see, the Africa has finally fallen, the event has fired, and Axis already have the bonuses. I would not consider this as a successful Africa for the Axis, but
Really?
it is playable. Sorry, for the Allies.
For the Allies, yeah. I was gonna say.
No, for the Axis it was good. I would be happy for in Africa that you get the bonuses in April.
Let's take a quick look at the tank losses again for the... Okay, it's about like 2,000 tanks. About 2,200 tanks for the Axis. Not bad at all. Wait. Oh no. There's about to be maybe 20 Indian divisions, 2 French tanks that are... Oh, that was so close. They were about to lose so much there. Luckily, they made it back in time. They now just need to leave the port. Pings coming in from Germany telling them to secure the Middle East. Secure Syria, secure Iraq. Allies now need to leave the port in Suez, and that's exactly what they're doing. India's leaving Africa. He still has a lot of time, though. He doesn't need to go back to India just yet. Japan joins January 41.
That's true. I'm quite concerned that there are no British garrisons in Yemen, Eritrea, and Port Sudan, which might cause issues in the long run.
Yeah, I was looking at the Italian Navy to see if he repositioned into the Red Sea. Is that something that you would see in this kind of situation? Or is it too dangerous?
That's what would normally happen. No,
Okay.
it's not dangerous at all, considering this UK has not invested into Navy.
Oh,
They
one
have
French
51
tank.
dockyards
Look in
and
Suez,
have
one French tank.
zero naval research.
That tank is dead.
That tank is so dead.
Yeah.
Well, bye-bye, one French tank.
It's gonna get overrun, I think, by infantry.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's-
Oh no! Raj is trying to suicide his divisions to save the tank, but it's no use. It was the division, but
He bought like one day, but it wasn't enough.
wasn't enough, that's for sure.
It was a valiant effort, though. He's like, no, the French tank! I will save you! Oh, no, there's the Italian Navy. They're now in the Red Sea. You can see convoys getting destroyed left and right by the Italian Navy.
There's also naval invasion there in the Red Sea,
Oh,
right?
oh,
there
the
is.
naval
That's nice.
invasion. This is massive.
No,
This is actually massive. There is
the-
already a port there, and the Allies are not going to have any supply. If the Port Sudan is going to fall, this is...
Yeah, man, these Maldives have really good stats in the naval invasion there. Yeah, UK Navy nowhere to be seen, and also port garrison nowhere to be seen. They now move CAS, so they might be able to hold the Port Sudan port there, unless it gets attacked from the side too, which is the case. So they're
This
probably also
is
going to lose that one.
really bad for Allies. It's now turning from bad to worse. They need to evacuate, but I don't think they can evacuate that much.
Yeah, their supply is going to die now. There goes Port Sudan.
Uh-oh.
There goes another supply any second now.
Aswan's also falling. Ooh. Safari, guys? Is it time for
It's
Safari?
going to be a lot of infantry that's going to run here.
Don't think it's going to be
Maybe.
time for Safari. There are some French tanks still in the back that they're ready to fight, but I think that those 20 UK paratroopers that are running away from Luxor are very dead.
Oof. Oh, that's 26 divisions about to get encircled. Oh my. Oh, maybe not. Oh, they're arriving in 1 hour. Okay, they somehow
I
survived.
mean, I think we're going to see a few more overruns soon, though, because all of the units in the front line
Oh.
are now completely out of supply since they only have one supply up there, and they have red air, which will slow down all of their units' movements for a bit.
Yeah.
If the others are lucky, though, they can just use the railway to retreat behind the front lines. They have a lot of railways built here on both sides of the Nile, and that way can just retreat very quickly without the X being able to catch up too quickly.
What's crazy about that port that we saw taken by the Italians that started this play was a port that was built by UK, and he didn't garrison it.
Yep.
He built that
didn't.
port and he didn't garrison it.
That
Disaster.
caused them
Also,
massive chain reactions.
The Raj, look at the attrition he's taking here in Yemen. What the fuck is going on there? Oh, the Raj's out of convoys.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
they're getting the
Yeah,
Red
he's out of
Sea.
convoys. He has no convoys.
It's the Red
He
Sea.
probably lost all of them because of raiding. He only has 3 convoys right now, so his entire army is just going to take attrition until he gets some. And he's
Wow.
not getting lend-lease right now. Oh.
Uh-oh.
There's a huge stack of infantry here.
He's
Well,
going the
50
dockyard
of them
focuses.
are there.
He's going the dockyard focuses. A bit late on that.
Uh-oh. Another invasion of Asmara. The Axis are looking for a killing blow here in Africa. It's going to be decided. It's looking very bad for the allies right now in Africa.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly a repeat of the game that we had last week, where the guys here were playing the Axis. You know, they did the exact same stuff to the others, and they had no port garrisons up. They were not ready for it, and looks like they also didn't watch
I'm
the
back.
replay of that.
Hi Gerardo, you missed a very epic Africa.
Did I?
Yep.
Yeah,
Huh?
that's.
Look
You
at
know what I didn't miss though? A wonderful pizza.
Nice.
Mm.
Very nice. Look at this fat stack of Brits and Australians just retreating and retreating and retreating. Wow.
So why did Germany build Marines?
They used the Marines to invade Palestine, which actually worked really well, and now they invaded the Aswan with them, and they took Eritrea,
Yeah.
which is kind of
But
impressive,
no,
really.
I'm saying, isn't the doctrine really bad on them?
It is, but it worked. They were just there to help with the Romanian invasions, and it worked like a charm. And now UK is completely out of manpower, and they never mind. Just as I said,
I mean, they
didn't
have the
change
PP for it. They can just mobilize, but still, like, their army is still in shambles, still on the retreat, and there's no way of them getting out of this. Like, and also, not even though they don't get all like any units overrun or encircle here, or not many, they're constantly taking 50% attrition on the retreat through the desert. You know, and that's just crazy how much equipment they're losing that way. I will check the casualties really quick. Yeah, they already lost 35,000 guns because of attrition and 178,000 because of combat. On the UK here. Let's check the German tank loss, because it might also be interesting to see. Germany is now at... How many is that? Where are they? Medium tanks. 3k because of combat and 3.5k because of attrition. Both in France and Africa. That's very low. Compared to like the losses we saw in the last games.
True.
So they're gonna have a lot of shit ready.
But the thing is, the retake of an Africa like this is very hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, last time they were able to hold on Aswan for like ever. But this is like, yeah, they're holding in Ethiopia, dude. Like, and South Sudan. How are they gonna, how are they gonna get it back from this position?
Also, if the Axis didn't lose much yet, if they want to keep up the pressure, they can. And also, that will weaken the allies even more. Allies are already extremely weak, and Japan is going to take in 5 months, right?
In 5 months, Japan attacks, and, it's a full-on year before Barbarossa. So Germany can keep his tanks here. He can keep them for like another 6 months. No problem. He also did not take that many losses. total German tank losses in Africa is about like 5,000.
Yeah.
No, about
Yeah, total air
4,000
losses so
something.
far also around 3k for both sides, so also not that high.
Yeah, this is gonna be really hard Barbarossa, I think, for the Soviets. Unless somehow
That's true.
Germany loses a lot right now, but I don't see it happening. Like, there's no... Where are the tanks? There's... Canada lost tanks.
Germany's
France
moving
lost
most of his tanks
tanks.
into Ethiopia now. He probably just wants to go around most of the Allied forces that are still stuck in Sudan.
I didn't notice this, but
yeah.
South Africa lost 6 tanks as well.
Oh,
So
he did?
South
Nice.
Africa lost 6 tanks, and Canada lost 5 tanks. And France lost...
Mhm.
Let's look at France real quick. And France lost 1 tank.
Am I the only one seeing this disaster about to happen with 10 German tanks in Addis Ababa?
Oh wow.
That's what I said. They're going through Ethiopia around the units in Sudan. Or if that was what you meant.
Also, talking
That's
about
not what that
rules,
is.
we probably should tell UK to remove those 2
Yeah,
divisions.
that's not energy,
Where are
I
they?
mean, they're not
that's-
fighting with them though, right? They're just
They
converts, so I
are
said also not
close,
allowed.
too close to the front line.
Ah, okay,
Okay,
I wouldn't
I'll
want
let
an
them know.
accident involving them to, include them.
understandable.
Oosh, they just crossed the mountain line with tanks. They're getting near Khartoum.
Told them to do it.
Okay, good. Canada and yeah, they
I need
got
to
some
check
near the airport.
something.
This is looking very bad.
This is
Yeah.
now suddenly looking quite bad for Germany as well. They needlessly lost 1,500 tanks in Ethiopia just by raiding there.
Oh my god.
They are now suiciding their equipment when they don't need to. And also Yemen is also falling. Wow, the the Italian Navy is gonna get out. The Italian Navy is gonna be set free.
But where is the British Navy in all of this? I feel like, in the games we've watched, the British Navy like doesn't really do much. Like, it fights maybe the German Navy, but you never see them fighting in the Med.
It shouldn't.
You never really see them
So
fighting in the Red Sea if they get the Suez.
So currently, this Britain has not invested anything into the Navy. They don't even have the research.
Do they have navs though?
I'm not sure if they build them.
Look at UK's research right now.
Yep.
UK's if what the I think it's panicking.
Yeah, I think this
Crazy,
is
you think
full
so?
blown panic. If you're the American players, you're just gonna be like, I have a big job for myself.
Do not look at the Japanese octopus, please.
Okay. Wait, you're saying like actually don't look at it, or you're making like a meme?
No, yeah, you
Up to you. I'll be
Yeah,
back
yeah.
in a second.
Oh my god. We'll just look where the
Okay,
ports
good.
they're coming from. We won't look where they're going.
I think there is a mistake about this, and it's the fact that you should start the invasions on the Dutch East Indies from Taiwan or Indochina, because it gives them less time to send meme troops in, to make sure you don't insta capitulate it. But yeah, it looks very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
And Australia is not defending anything. I mean, it looks like they have abandoned the north.
They're not
I
gonna
mean,
do the
Allies have
Papua
have
hold.
really big problems fighting in Africa here right now until they get more airports. Right now, they only have one and it's completely overstacked. As long as they only have that one, they're gonna get cast everywhere. But it's
Where-
also a good way to kill German tanks here right now if Germany wants to keep going. As long as the airs don't get too much shit overrun.
The thing is though, where do they make their like hold? They don't have enough divisions. They lost so many divisions that they don't like have. Look at the losses. 1.39 million Australians dead. Does Australia even have manpower
they
left?
can make
Oh!
a big delaying movement in Ethiopia here if they
No
just get the
manpower.
infantry into the tiles first.
Australia has no
the-
manpower.
I mean, they
I was
also
wondering why
have-
Zunz were low strength the whole time. How much did he lose already? Let me check.
Well,
Australia's
wait.
already at 1.4 million casualties. How do you have that
It's
many
a
casualties?
non-issue.
Africa.
He's on service
it's a
by
non-issue.
requirement, dude.
Wait, we have to look at it. They have 100. They have
There
210
were 150
divisions in the
converts
field.
out, that's why. But still, 1.5 million casualties is still very high.
Yeah, I know, but also the stuff they have in the south of Australia is all 40 with unequipped, so they're gonna have to delete those, and once they do, they will get the manpower. In fact, I don't know why he has all those divisions there, but
Maybe
I
he's doing
mean,
some
for
kind of
Japan,
manpower
it will
thing.
take in 3 months.
Maybe he build out. I know that some people they build out all divisions like this when they're lacking equipment to do something with manpower. Like they build out all the divisions and then they maybe go back down on manpower law,
oh yeah, so
and then
that
you
is
delete,
done for yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
delete and you get the manpower
It's
back, right? Isn't that a thing?
yeah. So for example, you have 10 million manpower on 5% low, okay? Then what you do is you recruit 10 million manpower. You go down to 2%, so you would only have 4 million manpower available, okay? But then you delete once you go back to 2% fully, okay? There is a monthly tick or so.
Yeah.
You delete your divisions and then you get 10 million back. So, however, when you go back to 5%, you won't gain any manpower.
Yeah.
It's already accounted for.
Yeah, so it's
So
like that's the manpower you have. Also, keep in mind that in this mod you can give manpower. You can see India just sent 50k to Australia, and also
yeah,
South Africa just sent 50,000 to Australia.
yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, they immediately get all used. Okay, maybe not this time. Yeah, this is gonna be, if the Allies want to win this, guys, is we're gonna have to see big carry from USA and Soviets. Big carry. Let's just take a quick look at what the build queue for Soviets look like. Building Katyushas, 150 on air, 114 on medium tanks, 13 on heavies, 7 on SP anti-air, 35 on CAS. Germany, on the other hand, working with wait, I'm looking at the wrong nation. Germany, on the other hand, has almost 300 on fighters. 300 factories. What the heck, dude?
That's normal.
Yeah,
That's
it's normal for the
normal.
mod, yeah.
Pretty much want to trade down the Soviet to the oblivion. If Soviet gets red in 42, they're pretty much guaranteed to lose unless something happens. But right now, allies are not looking too hot. Although, saying that, Germany is still losing needless equipment and they're still trading air, which, although the trades are good, sure, but they're losing more than they can afford, in my opinion.
I mean, they just gamble. They want. I mean, had they actually conquered Khartoum, okay, and just pushed them down, then they would have probably encircled and killed a lot of allies, which would have made their situation in Asia very, very dangerous. Okay, especially consider this is an allegedly very good Japan. But this plan clearly backfired because now the allies are back in Ethiopia and in South Egypt.
Yep.
So
They're getting their troops back. And wait, what
they
was that?
gamble and they lost.
Wait, Erwin Rommel was captured?
No, he was
Oh.
invited to the Atlantic War.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
I
that
saw
means that
Rommel and he
Germany
got
doesn't
off.
have Afrikaners anymore.
Yeah, no African general.
Yeah.
No African
And
general.
that means that their losses have now suddenly doubled. This
But
Germany might be throwing away their victory.
one thing I want to mention is look at the US's build queue. 69 mills and still going into dockyards. This is going to be like it looks like 300, 400 dockyards for the America.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really want to do well against Japan.
But they have to because otherwise, I mean, if this is a dangerous Japan, then they can deny D-Day in all sorts of ways, and ignoring Japan has never been an option really. I mean, we had games where Japan was ignored all game, and then the Japanese fleet showed up in front of Normandy.
Yeah. But one thing to add on top of that is that the thing is though, this game, the Japan stopped at 155 dockyards. He stopped
Just
at
so you guys want to
155.
know, I don't know if you guys
Is
want to
it
know, but Germany's
overkill?
gonna get 2 tanks overrun here.
What's
In
Germany
Africa.
doing?
They're gonna
They
get 2
got
tanks overrun
2
in
tanks
Ethiopia
overrun.
because they're out of fuel. One of them is
Oh
gonna get
my
encircled,
God.
the other one is gonna get overrun. That's what I said
my
earlier, guys.
God.
Like, you know, at some point it's not worth it to keep going for this because there it goes, one tank down, and there's going to be another one dead. Also, in the last 3 months, the Germany's been fighting. He just lost like 3,000 tanks because of attrition and combat, and he didn't get anything from it.
Ooh.
So, yeah. I think the decision for them to keep going here might have been nice on paper, but in the end, it just ended up fucking them even more. And also looks
Yeah,
like
they
Bulgaria's
got
going to
lucky.
get 2 tanks
Got
overrun here.
greedy.
Yeah. Bulgaria's
Got
also going to lose those 2
greedy,
tanks.
yeah.
The thing is, why did he put the tanks in Ethiopia? Why not just push through Sudan with the tanks?
I mean,
Because
the
he
thing is,
was-
in Sudan, they were the biggest part of the Allied forces. You just wanted to go around it. If you take Ethiopia with all of the airports and supplies, you can just go around it and cut them off.
Ah.
Yeah,
Instead of pushing them head on.
sometimes you want them to
Oh,
remain
ooh.
there.
Wait, France just lost
Retreat
its
bug, retreat bug.
retreat bug. Oh, we
You
saw
can
that
like,
too.
you know, like basically there was no tile that those units could retreat through because the other 2 tiles had still have German tanks retreating on them. You know,
Oh, oof. So France just
Like
lost
the
another one of
Bulgarian
his
tanks
tanks.
are retreating the German tank. It's just
That's
it's a bug.
unfortunate.
It's a very unfortunate. Oh no, Canada's gonna lose even more. He's so stupid.
Oh.
Oh my God, he lost all of his tanks because of the bug.
Oh.
That was just retarded, man. I'm sorry.
Wait, what
Aye,
happened?
aye, aye. He got
So,
retreat bug
because-
twice.
Yeah, so because you see the German tank that is retreating, and there
The
are
Bulgarian tanks that are
the
retreating on the other mountain tile.
Bulgarian tanks in a different tile. So that tile to the French port, nothing could retreat out of it. Is the prime definition of a retreat bug.
Wait, why couldn't it? Why could nothing retreat out of it? What's wrong with the tile?
Can you please join my stream?
Sure.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with the tile. It's just because there's units retreating from tiles behind the game
Yes.
thinks there's still enemy units there, so
Oh.
you can't go there, even though you would be able to go there.
Okay, are you on my stream?
Yes.
Gerardo? So there were 2 Bulgarian tanks here and 2 German tanks here retreating, right?
Yes.
One.
And so this tile is technically encircled. And when Canada put 4 tanks there, like this unit is now technically encircled because he couldn't retreat here and he couldn't retreat here.
But
So
why
once-
can't you retreat there? I see it's
Because
clear
the game
there
thinks
was
you can't, because there's still enemy
Because-
units retreating from there.
He can't retreat here because
see.
there is a Bulgarian tank, and he couldn't retreat here because there was a German tank as well.
Yeah, that's horrible. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it
I
was
get it now.
just a horrible retreat bug, which
By the way, Canada on 6 divisions, and they're all below 50% supply right now. So
I
yeah, like the tanks
Strength.
themselves, strength. Yeah, sorry. The Canadian tanks are a complete non-factor right now.
China's gonna have a free roam here.
Yeah.
Honestly, considering that Japan is guaranteed to kill both of the miners pretty much as allies, I would try to kill Italy and just go all in.
They
Kill
can't
Italy
do
before
that.
Japan kill you.
They can't do that.
Why not?
The UK fleet is useless.
American fleet
But
though.
the American fleet is fine, and they can push them out of Africa.
It's not that easy to for USA. I mean, what's the doctrine USA is going for? Let me see. Where do I? even see-
Italy is not using the Afrikaners for their tanks.
They are on base strike. Okay. And what ships are they building? 1940 ships. Okay, so they don't even have the armor advantage. Well, the problem with this is that it is not really that easy for the US to beat the Italian fleet in the Med when that fleet has, super heavies and such, and the the battleship doctrine advantage and so on. It happened multiple games that Italy and US fleet just cancelled each other and so on. Maybe in 42, but in 42 Japan can easily reach Yemen.
The Canadian tanks are a non-factor, but the South African tanks are the one making a big push. They just did an encirclement. There is a port though in Eritrea, and the South African tanks are making a play for around the divisions in the south of or the north of Sudan. And then there's also another German tank about to die. Another German tank about to die potentially in Somaliland.
Wait.
There's 2 more German tanks getting
German
over
tanks.
way, guys, right now. 2 more German tanks gone.
Another
In
German
Ethiopia.
tank on. What is going on? Wait, this
I
is still a
have a
game,
question.
guys. This is still a game.
Yes.
I have a
Tom.
question. Wait a minute, Raider.
Yes.
The 4 German infantry divisions in Asmara. They do really have like. Wait a minute, let me check. I need to watch the stream first.
Oh, the allies don't have CAS here anymore. They're so stupid, man. They might not get those tanks because they don't have CAS here.
They have
They
no air
will.
over Somalia.
I think they will get the cast anyways.
Oh, the French. Wait,
Sure, I don't know,
is there a naval battle in Red Sea?
It's just submarines.
Yeah. I just
And,
saw
one
the French
The UK
light
maybe
cruiser.
could get in now, I think.
Wait
Let's
a
check really
second.
quick.
Look at the South African play
UK
in
maybe could
Egypt.
get in now.
Oh, it failed. It failed. The Axis saw it. He's gonna go for a big cutoff, but yeah, there's no support. That actually could have been so bad for South Africa.
Looks like the two German tanks are actually going to make it out because the UK is too stupid to move CAS to the zone that the combat is happening in. It's very unlucky. But maybe the submarines can kill something here. I hope we will see a naval battle here though. Like UK main fleet versus Italian main fleet here.
Yeah,
Weird.
bunch of submarines here.
Well, gentlemen, do you remember when I told you that this likely to get decided on in Japan? So
Yeah.
now my prediction has changed. Can Japan save this axis before this axis is going to collapse?
It's
They
not gonna
lost
collapse
so
that
much.
easily.
They lost so much, the Germans. It was looking so good. And then suddenly they just started losing a lot. Even if they get those tanks out, they ended up losing so much going for this Ethiopia play.
Yep, for sure.
They could have
The thing
just
is
held
that these
their
tanks
gains.
are mostly, I mean, they have medium ones inside. They are not, you know, I mean, these are not the ones that will decide the game. I mean, games are not even decided on 10,000 tanks. The problem is that, frankly, at this point, I think manpower is less valuable than, sorry, tanks for Germany are less valuable than manpower for the Allies. Manpower and units in general, because they have to be ready within 8 days. It's
There's nothing in the Dutch East Indies, by the way. Nothing in Singapore. Nothing. Oh, I know there's some stuff in Philippines, but these are just trash divisions, pretty much. Yep, they're the trash cavalry garrisons. And then also, by the way, Australia did end up, as we said, CMOPs. Australia did end up deleting a bunch of units. So yeah, he did do the
Yeah.
thing. He's deleted a bunch of units, so he can go down if he wants to. Why are
units are
some
still not
generals
fully
covered in piss? It's because those are African generals. So some generals, the yellow tint means they're an African general, which means they take less supply losses in Africa.
And
just
like
take
It's actually
less
heavy losses now.
losses.
Now Germany's all the way up to 15,000 tank losses, I would say, in total. Let me see really quick.
Yeah, another 2 tanks. The port is gone.
Yeah.
There's a French tank holding
Japan-
Asmara.
Japan has over
Oh.
20 amphibious tanks. Over 20 amphibious tanks,
and
gentlemen.
Germany is not using Afrikaners, by the way.
They don't have Afrikaners anymore.
Yeah,
Rommel
Rommel was
recalled to man the Atlantic Wall.
Yep.
Germany has
Oh
the
my God.
decision that unlocks the Atlantic Wall,
Yes.
as you can see in the construction of Atlantic Wall, and Rommel was already recalled. And Japan is going in, and the
Hi.
octopus has spreading their tentacles everywhere.
Oh
Let's
my
see how it's
God.
gonna go.
Oh my god. He's going for Wake. He's going for the islands in the south, Solomon Island. He's going for Papua. He's going for the
Going for
Moluccas.
Have you looked at the Japanese amphibious
This
tanks?
is insanely
divisions, by the way?
fast.
Yes.
He's going also for Ceylon.
20 of them, even.
And he has a stockpile of them.
That's what I was trying to say though. Like
And the amphibious tanks are going to kill Raj with 60 Marines.
Oh my God. It's so over. It's so Japanese fleet is in front. Yeah, it's looking. Oh, and if they get the port, all those they got. If they get Calcutta, all those units will get supply and will be able to just push into Raj.
There is
within
no way
days.
they're not going to get Calcutta and
And they
Dhaka.
got Calcutta. It's so over, man.
Calcutta Falls.
They got the
Exactly.
southern ports as well. They got to get in Madras as well.
It's starting to look really ugly for the Allies. If they lose Raj, then they lose Iran. They lose.
Wow.
Yemen.
Wow. This is impressive.
This is one of the biggest invasions I've ever seen. Like,
Raj is
What?
dead.
I think
Yeah,
Raj is
so
dead.
Raj is dead.
look,
So, gentlemen,
look at
do you
Patna.
remember-
Look at Patna. Encirclement. It's about to happen.
Do you,
About
rem- Do you remember I told you that this is our best Japan?
Yeah, this was very good, very good.
Do,
Holding
do you
that
have any
close
questions
situation.
now, guys?
Well, what's
What do you
gonna
even
do
do
with
here as
Australia?
the allies?
You lose. I mean,
Not
you lose
really.
Raj. You lose Raj.
Yeah, you give away
What do
Raj.
Raj dies and then you put him as a Soviet co-op? You hard join him as a Soviet co-op or what?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You
The
don't need
one
to
thing
hard
they
join it.
can
We have a
do
host
is
tool.
Navy.
Oh, the
They
host
need
tool.
Navy.
Okay.
Like, if I were the US right now, I will be just, ramping up the dockyard production, going into full damage control, 450
Remember
dockyards.
that with
and
the
then-
Raj
yeah.
resources, Japan can also invest into 100 more dockyards.
Yeah, but at this point, new dockyards are way less productive than USA.
That's true.
That's the thing. They're not gonna like outproduce USA in the long term, no matter what Japan does.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 2
Navy
minutes.
is the only
Well,
thing that can
but
stop.
that's what I've been
all
trying to say though. Did USA over commit to dockyards? Because Japan
No.
stopped 150 dockyards, and USA still building dockyards. He's at 323, and he's only at 100 mills right now. You're saying no, but like, what are these dockyards gonna
Well, look at
do
it that
at
way.
some point?
Well, look at it that way. Dockyards are the only thing standing between Japan and the invasion of the United States right now. So they really have to commit, because the Navy is really a one battle decides all. If they undercommit, if they get greedy, okay, then it's over. Because if they lose the Navy, then you cannot rebuild it really. I mean, you can rebuild it, but it's never
It's
going
gonna
to
be
be as
so
strong
slow.
as it could have been. Yeah. And military factories, on the other hand, that you can always build more. I mean, you will have less production, in the first 6 months, but then you can always recover. So, and in this situation, UK is not investing in Navy at all. They haven't even
Not even done the
properly
research.
researched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So USA will have to do the job of USA and UK in the Med. They have to be able to face all the ships the Axis can throw at them. Yeah, it's it's so over. A month and it's over. Look at Rush.
Yeah. They're trying to do a desperate hold here, desperate defense of Raj. Raj is right now 60% towards capitulation. Remember, there is no espionage in this mod, so there's no like collaboration government or anything like that to make capitulation easier. But still, he's not gonna need it. Raj is retreating on this line, but I'm pretty sure if he loses Delhi, it's over. Like, it's actually just over. Like, he's already lost Bombay. He's lost Madras. He's lost Dhaka. He's lost Calcutta. How many victory points does he even have left? He has Lucknow.
I don't think they can hold it.
He has Ahmedabad. He has Delhi, basically. And I think that once they get to Delhi, it's just over.
These Australian divisions can't even fight. Like, due to rules, like they are under strength.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen Australia under strength ever since they lost Egypt. Like, they've actually been under strength for that long.
Yeah. Yeah, but you cannot use under strength divisions on the front line. I have to go speak with Raider. Raider's not here. I'll do the decision.
Another naval invasion.
They
Ahmedabad's getting naval invaded. British Raj is pinging it. He's saying, defend it, defend it.
Yeah. No, it's over.
All of the
Ahmedabad
allies
will
miners
do
are in
it.
India, except for UK, and now America's in Djibouti. Oh, they're actually deleted. Japan
those
died.
Americans were supposed to go to India, but they got raided because he didn't have them there before the war. One problem that I see coming here is that the allies are going to lose all of their tanks in India. Like, if they, if Japan gets all of his infantry to the front line there from Burma and everything, they're just going to get pushed out. And then they will have no way to go with their tanks. Especially because Italy is coming from the other side. He's walking in Iran.
They have a river defensive line here, and South Africa almost getting encircled, but he got out of it. They're holding Ahmedabad. They are 2 days from getting there, though. And there's also French tanks that are 1 day away from supporting that line as well. And now with the Allied miners out of Sudan, Italy is now pushing back. All of the allies are in a desperate defense of India. The chatter says, why'd they let him do that? Is it that easy, or allies fucked up so bad? CMOPs?
I just think the allies were unprepared for Asia. As we can see, Or as we saw, they were still fighting like with all of their force in Africa, even though after taking huge casualties there before. They didn't have anything ready in Asia. Not a single garrison on any of the islands. The USA didn't have any converts in Raj. There were no tanks in Raj. Nothing was ready to help on the coast there. India also didn't have any units there because it took so many casualties in Asia. Sorry, not in Asia, in Africa. So just that they undercommitted because they just didn't have enough stuff left after taking so many casualties.
Amphibious tanks landing in Karachi, by the way.
And that's what I mean. Now it's just one tank left until all of the allied tanks are encircled. They need to get out of there now.
Oh my god.
Like India is going to fall. There's nothing they can do about it. The only thing they can do is like damage control and save their tanks, because without their tanks, Africa's also going to fall. And then they're going to have a really hard
France
time.
is trying really hard to take back the port, but these amphibious tanks are actually doing a
Right
very
there.
good job.
Yes.
We may have a situation with the Australian divisions being under strength. But well, it doesn't matter now because everything's dead there. Okay, never mind.
Well,
What do you mean there's an issue? He doesn't have supply, dude. Like, he doesn't have equipment.
I know, but the thing is that understrength divisions are not supposed to fight if you can avoid, them being understrength. Meaning that if you have 100 divisions, you should be, reconsolidate them.
Oh, so it's like kind of like a
unless
rule
they're on
break?
Frontline fighting.
yes, I'll be there. I'll be here.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter, because they are gonna die. Like they have no chance.
Guys,
Yeah,
I think
of
all
allied
the tanks
also
are
encircled
gone.
now.
Yeah, all the tanks are gone, dude. You need to run with the tanks. Go run. Oh, wait, they can't even go to Iran. Italy's there. Oh, no,
The
there's no
USA don't do
ports.
counter invasion of China here with cavalry units, but I don't think that's going to help much. But
Oh,
maybe you buy them some time.
USA's in Japan.
So he's arguing that he waited for them to get to 65%, and they're just deorging and losing strength in battles, which
Fine,
is
I guess
kind of valid, but
it's a good
I don't think
point,
it
I guess.
matters. I think he's gonna die anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Actually, it will be a rule break now because if he deleted them, he will
Yep.
be deleting, circle divisions. So,
But
but
he can't delete them anymore.
yeah, exactly. It's over. One thing I might say is we might want to raise the strength bar, to like 80% or so.
What do you even do here as the allies? I think you lost the tanks. They needed to save the
that's it.
tanks when they got it.
There's
The
nothing
tanks.
you can
There's
do,
no tanks, and without the tanks in Africa, it's over. America also deployed 38 divisions, and they are all already dead.
Yeah.
I would fortify South
205,000
Africa. I would
casualties.
fortify Yemen. I would make sure that Japan cannot land in Africa and is forced to kill Australia and go into USA. And then I would lend-lease the Soviets until USA has enough dockyards and ships to kill Japan completely. Also, these meme invasions with cavalry into China, they're actually really helpful.
You can't really stop Japan from going into Africa if it wants. I feel that like for 1 year of time, like 6 months up to 1 year, the Allies have completely lost all agency they had. It's the meme situation where they ask you, and the Earth is gonna be destroyed tomorrow by an asteroid. What are you gonna do about it? What can I do about it? There's nothing to do.
But look at the
1 year.
meme invasions into China.
You're done.
I
And
mean,
they get
they're
naval
not going to do too
superiority
much, man. Like they're just done with India, killed every single allied tank on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
quick
It will
tank
just
check.
by the USA sometime here, but Australia. There's no way they can defend Australia like this. Australia is just empty. He has 60 untrained infantry divisions and 0 tanks there. Not a single US convert either. He's just gonna die as soon as Japan shows up there with his 20 infantry tanks and his Marines.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
true. But again,
Yeah, that's a
look
big
at look at what the USA has stolen from Japan in the Chinese invasions.
I mean, can he
Over
delete
100
factories?
mils.
Is
That's
that
not
allowed?
gonna do anything.
He stole 100
100
mils. He actually did steal 100 mils. Yeah, that's so funny. What is he going
what's
into
the
China and saying,
efficiency?
"Build us guns, quick"? What?
What's the efficiency safety mechanism? 2 months?
1 month.
For them. 1 month? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but seriously, like, what is going on here? Like, in terms of like actually what's happening in China? They're forcing the Chinese laborers, like, we're here to save you. Now build us guns.
Exactly. Exactly that.
Build us Thompsons
They're
and
They're taking
amphibious
what
weapons.
it's rightfully theirs.
By the way, out of okay, now that's 40 with. Okay.
Mills from occupation
They actually
95.
built 40 with divisions.
That's almost as much as he
mu-
owns.
The most important thing is that Japan doesn't have hands to cover it. They do not have counter invasions. They don't have anything ready for this.
They're not even
Might be some
redeploying.
panic.
Okay, now they are. Yeah, because also you have to keep in mind Japan is now making no armored cars, no trains, no anti-air, no motorized, no improved anti-tanks, no support equipment, and half of his artillery.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah,
If I were
this
them,
actually
I
meme
would
invasion's actually having
transport.
big impact now. The longer this stays like this, the longer this is just IC being stolen. Of course, right now USA is trying to solve the Allies' rubber problem because they lost the East Indies. He did it earlier. Last time he was a bit late on the refineries, but this time he's done it on a pretty good timing.
I think this is the perfect formula for the game to last long. Because the Axis is strong right now, weak right now, like in Europe, that's what I mean. So the Russia will 100% survive the first year of the war, but Japan will slowly gain more and more on the Allies. So I would say it's going to be interesting to see. I say at least 44. Unless
I
Germany
would
dies in 42 or
bet
something like that.
Let's see. Germany
on-
currently has 12k air. Oh no, Germany has 14k air. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have
exactly. I
300
would've
on air.
bet on that.
Yeah, the air trade was horrible for Allies.
But Germany doesn't have any kind of tank stockpile, so they're going to be pushing too aggressively. They're going to
Yeah, they
die
also only have
horribly.
34 tanks. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
And the
don't
Soviets
think
have
the Soviets
40
are gonna-
tanks already and 32 Katyusha divisions.
Mhm.
They lost
They
so
need
many
to
tanks.
work on their air numbers, though. I don't know. Can the Soviets get land leased by the Allies?
Again,
If
I feel like the
Seymour.
USA built too many dockyards. I know you guys are saying he had to, but like we saw last time that he built air and he was lend leasing. Where is there going to be the lend lease this time? It's not going to come from
Oh.
UK, is it?
Don't worry, the USA military construction speed is ridiculous. They have the
Yeah.
permanent, the giant weight.
They already gained 130 mils ever since the war started 5 months ago.
Output.
Well,
yeah.
they've gained
So-
104 from China. Like they literally have 104 mils from China.
Oh, that's true. I mean, do they get all of those? Yeah, no? It's
Look from
colonies, so, yeah.
occupation. Look at from occupation plus 104. That's
Oh, yeah,
almost
right.
as much he owns. He's just producing now a bunch of guns. He's producing 1,000 guns a day and he's lend leasing them.
That's good. You will need that.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing
Wait,
he
one
could
big
try and do
mistake
is
they've
if he
done
manages to
is-
win the naval battle, he can try and go for a downfall of Japan. That's the only way he can come back in Asia, I would say.
Australia
have
training
a-
on ports. Australia training on ports. What are you doing? That could be
Trying
so
his best
dangerous.
here,
Die.
huh?
And now Japan's
He's
taking
being in
back
chat. He
China.
thinks that Japan doesn't have strength to kill it. It's just bad manners.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, there is no naval invasions planned there because they're right now focusing on retaking USA. I mean China. But yeah.
They can just assign a co-op to it and have the rest of the Marines do the. I think it's a mistake to focus too much on that. It's annoying, but it's not really an issue. The one thing I see USA is not doing is not researching atomic research. If this is supposed to be a very long game, that is the game changer.
That's true.
What's up
I
with
do agree
American
with that.
steel?
American Steel?
He's still on free trade. He hasn't gone on export focus.
Oh yeah.
He
He's
should go on
producing-
export focus. I don't see why he's not doing that.
I think he's trying to produce as much. Oh, he forgot the war
Rubber.
bonds. Aye, painful. Unless they're doing full. Huh? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's either it probably has to do with the fact that he wants to export as much rubber as possible. But honestly, 100 and like how many factories? Like 100 and more than 100 factories going into foreign trade is not good. Like he could probably afford to go on export focus and then produce more rubber by just building more with the factories. Yes.
What's annoying for the US right now though is that he's going to have to doesn't he have to get back all of his production efficiency now cuz he didn't fix it fast enough while he lost China?
Yep. He
Yes.
ran out of the efficiency.
So both him and Japan now lost a bunch of resource efficiency. But Japan kind of fixed it so he didn't lose on the good stuff. Like his guns never lost resource efficiency, his tanks never lost resource efficiency, and his air never lost production efficiency. But America, on the other hand, didn't fix it fast enough. And he actually screwed his efficiency on a lot of
Oh.
stuff.
In the bottom right corner, I can see a pop-up saying that the Barbarossa has started.
Good.
Wait, there's no super event?
I had a super event.
Oh,
Probably, maybe you were taken in a country where they turn it off, so they didn't get one.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I was on Japan.
I was on Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we go,
Let's see
Barbarossa.
how it's gonna go. So the German air count is 15,000 versus Soviet 13. The
Yellow
only
air.
problem. No, there is no problem. Everything was good for the Germany.
I mean, the Soviets
And
are gonna get a
gentlemen,
problem once they start running out of planes. They just need to like go up now, and then they're gonna be fine.
don't worry
Otherwise it
about that.
doesn't-
As you can see, that the UK has already started Lend-Lease in 1.2k planes
Yeah, okay,
monthly.
but then they're gonna
and
be fine.
that's-
Then they're just gonna have
That's
way
how
more tanks
Soviet
than
will survive.
Germany. And they're still not garrisoning any of their ports in Africa on though. So I don't know, man. If Japan is done with Australia, we'll be able to just get a free game there. But the cavalry invasion of China really bought the USA a lot of time.
That's true. And
Like
what
they're still
the
not planning any
amount of-
invasions for Australia and still busy cleaning that shit up there. USA out of a lot of steel down here. Huh?
Yeah.
What is maybe because he's still on free trade. Maybe you should not beat on that.
Yeah, the steel. He was
There's
at
no
minus
steel in the world for
1,000.
him. He's-
Yeah, there was a minus 1,000 steel at one point. Yeah,
What
Scheisse
did
indeed.
our little friend in Finland created? He made a super duper mech SPAA divisions to kill the Soviets. And
Who?
he has done superior Finland. We have a Finland player.
Oh, yeah. I always forget there's a Finland.
And he has done superior firepower. Interesting. Half
That
motorized,
is
half
very
mechanized.
different. That is very
Yeah, that's
different.
gonna take Kaliningrad 100%.
You think? I don't know.
Yeah, he has shock troops.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much stockpiles.
It doesn't matter. He can get a land base. The thing is that you have to win like 5 battles to get Leningrad. That's it. I mean,
But as you can see, he's not pushing. If I was him, I would start already.
he is 100% waiting for the Germans to put all their air on the northern front.
And Italy's invading Baku, guys. There's no Soviets in Baku.
Oh, this is bad. This is terrible. No, actually, no. Wait, there's no. You see, they
Not
are in the south.
really-
South
they're
of
not
Baku,
really
those
invading
8
there.
divisions. You see them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because this is the Caucasus Mountains. They have to go through this in the line. Okay, okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Unpassable terrain.
Mountains with forts on them.
Gilan. How is USA still getting factories from occupation? How does that work? The factories in Wuhan are giving guns to America somehow? They're not even connected to America.
Somehow, black market.
Not just guns.
The old opium routes.
they they have teleporters in Wuhan that are teleporting guns from Wuhan to Washington. Yeah, and now it's going to be a desperate defense for Australia's hold because now Japan is probably planning the invasion of Australia. And since Australia lost Papua, he doesn't have his Papua buff. So Australia,
Oh yeah, the Papua buff, yeah.
yeah, Australia does have a
Actually true.
Papua buff if he holds Papua, which he doesn't have, which gives him defense on core territory, which technically Papua is. So that's gone. That is gone. Right, Papua's core for Australia in this mod? Yeah.
Let me
It
see.
is a call for Australia until 42 or until Japan clicks
No.
the focus, the victory in Papua.
Okay.
It's the focus that they're doing right now.
Out of the 3 games
I
I've
would assume
spectated,
that-
we haven't seen a Papua hold, but I feel like it's very important for Australia to hold Papua. I could be wrong.
Well, let's put it that way. Against this Japan, I wouldn't do it either. It's
Yeah.
kind of a bait against a good Japan. Because, again, it's an island and you can't really escape an island if things begin to die. But, on the other hand, On the average Japan, yes, it's definitely you should be doing it.
Right now, it's going to be a. Oh, what the? Wait, why did UK give Ethiopia to Australia?
In case that Australia caps.
Okay. So what does that do exactly? This gives him
Give me 1
factories.
second.
Ethiopian factories. Yeah, and now we're seeing the push towards Smolensk. Of course, this is the initial Barbarossa. The USSR still has officers purged, so he has a bunch of negative debuffs. But as the war goes on, he does get
I have to say though,
removed.
so far it's looking pretty good. Like the Soviets are holding
Yeah.
very solid.
No
Germany also
encirclements.
already out of stockpile, minus 500 tanks. Meanwhile, Russia is still sitting on a 4K tank stockpile and still outproducing Germany in tanks. So as long as the air leases keep coming in, and Russia doesn't do too many big like micro mistakes, they're gonna be very fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Like this is actually a pretty good Barbarossa hold. So, Radar told me that in this mod, under 10 million losses for Soviet Union in the first summer is good. Which is
Let's
sounds
see, how much are
insane.
they? 2 million right now.
Yeah. It's still August
2
though, so
million,
it's still a
2 months.
while. Yeah. At this rate, he's gonna be about like 8-9 million by the time winter comes. But that's fine as Soviets. It's a pause.
Gentlemen, the Bulgaria got already bombed. They have a replacement. Do we allow that or no?
Wait, you're
we
talking
have a
about the
problem with
Bulgaria,
that.
the guy that lives in Kursk?
Yep.
Yeah,
Next to me, the Ukrainian. Let's see if. Wait, let's see if he.
I think that's fine, dude. He's in a war zone. Let him get a co-op.
Replacement, sure.
Bulgaria, this is Zelensky. Gotta go to the front.
He's
Sorry, let me
trying
get
to
a
win
call
money.
first.
He's trying to win the monies for the thing.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, chat, Bulgaria player lives in Kursk, and there's stuff happening there right now.
Yeah. 2 battles of Kursk happening at once.
I feel like that would be like just like kind of weird. You're like playing a game, battling in Kursk while you're living in Kursk, while there's a real battle going on in Kursk. Your game just crashed. Daniel's game also crashed, so I think something happened.
Yeah, I mean, it happens whenever I alt-tab. It's a big problem.
Yo, CMOPS. Oh, he's muted.
Pablo?
Yes, I am joining back.
Yeah, hello.
While the game is paused, have you heard of Deadlock? The game Deadlock?
Deadlock. Is it a game or what? Or...
It's a new Valve game that they're keeping super secret. Do you want an invitation to it?
I need to check what it's about, maybe.
It's a third-person shooter that is like a MOBA. So like you have to get like gold and experience and stuff, and then you fight other people. It's 6 versus 6. I have some invite
Sounds
codes.
interesting. I would take one if it wouldn't be too much.
Okay, just
for us.
DM me your Steam email. The email
Steam
is
email. Okay, then I need to check what email I used there.
Yeah.
Thank you though.
You're welcome.
Deadlock. Sounds like this one Dr. Disrespect game. Dead Drop, I think that one was called. But it was something else, I can't remember anymore. Cool though. New Valve game.
Yeah. I played one game last night, and then I got a bunch of
I
invite
don't know,
codes.
was it?
It was pretty cool. Like it's like a mix of Overwatch but it's like slower paced Overwatch mixed with like a MOBA, like League of Legends or Dota. Because
Nice.
like there's like minions
wait
and
a
stuff.
second, isn't there like another game that is like that?
Yeah, Smite. It's kind of like
Yeah,
Smite.
Smite. Then I know. Yeah, then I know. A friend of mine plays it all the time.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like Smite, but yeah.
Okay.
The
Interesting, though.
cool thing about it is when you play games, no one knows what they're doing, so you just see people running around doing goofy stuff, you know, because it's in that stage of the
That's
game.
funny then.
Yeah,
As long as nobody's like, you know, that's usually the thing what makes you not want to play the other games, like when the people sweat too much. But when it's very new, that nobody can really sweat.
yeah. There's people sweating,
Okay,
but they
and
don't know
we
how.
are back.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah. Yippee. Yeah, Russia. Did anybody remember how many units, like how many infantry units Russia had at the start of the war?
Usually 750. That's the general amount that most of the people go for.
Okay, I mean they have 727 right now, so they didn't lose that much. They still also had 72 tank and Katyusha divisions, so they also didn't lose any of those.
But there's a push
Big
now
break
in
for now, though, in the north. Yeah.
yeah in the north, and then also Smolensk. Look at Smolensk. The line though, there's pretty good depth, but there is kind of a bit of a gap between
I
Smolensk
mean,
and
Germany has to
Kellen.
watch out there though. Like the southern flank is completely like exposed there at Smolensk. They might be able to counterattack them. You know, like it looks
And they're
like
trying.
a bit of a salient there.
They are.
Oh.
Here
Biggest
comes the push.
problem for Germany is that they don't really have much tank equipment in the stockpiles.
Mhm.
They've lost too much in Africa. They do have really good air though.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, airwise they're going to be fine, especially because they are so high on it.
yeah.
Russia doesn't have a single plane over Belarus. That's why they're doing. Germany's doing so well there.
Yep, they removed all their
They
out of
removed everything out
Belarus.
of there, and they're still trying to counterattack in that zone. It's not very good coordination.
There's also 3,000 airplanes doing nothing in Moscow. At least I can't see them doing anything.
I mean, they're flying over the Moscow air zone. It's just like the arrow is so small because it's so close to the center
Oh.
of the air zone.
You're right, yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I would have at least kept a few planes over Belarus, you know? Because right now, like, they're just getting cast there, and while the enemies aren't being cast, and there's still a lot of fighting going on in that zone.
Yeah, and there's barely, actually no, there's a bunch of German air over central Russia. Wait, what? How's he even reaching there? From
They have
Belarus.
more range than you'd
Oh.
think.
Yeah. And look at this. This
Yeah.
is like kind of turning into a snake a bit. And it's getting
Yeah,
really
I don't know,
thin.
man, when the winter starts, this might not end up too well for Germany, especially because they're snaking into the new air zones, you know, that are very far away from the airports.
Yeah.
Like, they're right now fighting
If
over
they
the...
can close it in Bryansk, then it becomes a very good opportunity. They have to, you know.
Gomel
they have to
taken
reach
back.
Leningrad and Bryansk.
Germans,
I
the
mean, they
Russians
just
are
lost
liberating.
Gomel again.
Yeah, they just liberated Gomel.
So it's gonna take a bit. But you know, with that push in the middle there, they threaten the north and the center at the same time, you know, because right now all the Axis needs to do there is push all the way up to Demyansk and maybe like the big river at Novgorod there, and then they can cut off a lot of stuff really quickly.
Yeah, if they take Pagolda, it's over for the north. But that generally happens in 1942. So I don't think they're gonna be able to reach there.
I mean, it's already like end of September now. Russia's gonna get defense of Moscow in 20 days, which will decrease their penalties and give them the general winter trade, which will make the winter attrition go away. And they will get one extra doctrine and forts and better generals. I don't know.
Yes.
At the moment, Russia is very, very weak around Bryansk. They only have
That's
3
true.
tanks in the area. So if the Germans decide to push there, they're not gonna meet a lot of resistance. I see Finland is still waiting, by the way, building up the stockpile.
Oh, yeah, I always forget that Finland is a player on this.
Yeah.
Said the same
very
thing.
interesting.
I mean, he doesn't have a railway cannon. That would maybe help him. Or Germany bombing the forts would also help him a bit. And maybe also shore bombardment, but there's also no shore bombardment there. Then he should be able to push that shit. But I guess he want to wait with that a bit.
There's a Soviet counteroffensive near Kiev. And they're going,
Oh, yeah.
they're actually going for a encirclement, it seems. They're trying to push from the north of the Romney Kiev encirclement and from the
It's not
south,
gonna
but
do
it's not, the Germans are now holding.
Yeah. By the way, in the north, the segment we were talking about at the lake there, it looks like the Russians are going to make it out with all of the units there, but it's still a lot of territory that they're capturing there. Really good position for the next summer offensive next year, I would say.
Yeah.
And now they're also swinging south at
Finland
Bryansk.
has finally started their attacks in Karelia, and I think they're gonna
Yes.
be breaking the first tiles.
Ooh.
And
They have
we'll
tanks
see.
of Finland, that's cool.
Yeah.
The Germans still have 2 months to push. They haven't got far yet. They're still pretty close to the Stalin line. So for those who are not here,
Soviets don't have
often,
any tanks they are fighting against Finland. That's why they have an easy time there now.
if Leningrad and Moscow are not taken in 41, then Germany usually have
Operation
quite a
Continents,
hard
defense
time.
of Moscow is done now. Soviets will get one more doctrine, which is pretty important if they do it, do research it now. And they're researching it, which means 15% more soft attack, 30% more breakthrough and recovery rate for their Katyushas, and also more breakthrough and recovery rate in all for their tanks, which is really good.
Oh, near Gomel, Soviets were really close to encircling 2 German tanks. Barely Germans getting out of there.
That could also be quite a bit of infantry being in soccer though, but because the guy at the Kiev area is holding so well, it's really hard for Germany to make a pincer maneuver there. The only thing that's keeping the Gomel pocket from happening is the amount of tanks that the Russians controlling down there at the east of Kiev.
Or they're fucking fine about the rule break. I'll be back
So
in a
much
second.
infantry north though.
Why does US keep doing these meme naval invasions? They just keep like sending in cavalry to die into like Singapore and stuff. That's funny.
Yeah, let me check that out, by the way. I just didn't look at anything in Asia the whole time because of Bob.
Yeah, Japan's completely stalled out, by the way. They're planning stuff that I'm not gonna look at or speak about specifically, but
I can see it also, yeah. Doesn't look like they're going for what we thought they would go for earlier. Where's the US Navy, by the way? It's still in the Florida coast training here. He also has super heavy carriers, right? One super heavy carrier or something like that? No, he doesn't. I could swear he built
he
a
built
super
one.
heavy carrier earlier.
He definitely built a
Thank you.
Yorktown class super
I'm
heavy carrier.
back in action with
It's called
the
Yorktown, never mind. I thought it was
news
another one.
from both Axis and Allies, and they informed me that Japan is joining the Axis.
Is that a rule
Okay.
break?
Is that allowed?
Huh? Yes, it is allowed. They have a focus. They have the land
Okay.
connection with Italy.
So they can
And
attack the Soviets now, or?
no,
Nope.
so they can only join the Axis, but they still have 99% debuffs against the Soviets. And to remove the debuff against the Soviets, they need to either kill 3 minus
Let's
and
kill them
attack in
on.
43, cap 2 minus and attack in 44, cap 1
cap
minus
the
attack in
USA.
45, or cap USA and attack
Okay.
at any time.
But
Oh, it's good that then
does
it's
killing
like Atlantis.
does taking New Zealand count as capping a minor?
No.
Okay.
Australia, Russia, and South
Wait. Are they physically? Can they physically attack the Soviet Union though? Like join the war? Can they physically
Yeah,
do that?
they can,
Yeah.
but they will have 99% debuff and
Yeah, but
Okay, so it's on the
considering
units there,
how
though. They
many
can just walk in now.
modifiers we have, it doesn't feel that big. Especially if the Soviet has nothing on the border. Like right now, they have
they
nothing
have nothing
on
on
the
the
border.
border, true, but
But you
there
can't
is
cross
something,
Manchuria
yeah.
though. Right?
I mean,
You
yeah,
can.
they can. Yeah, they can cross Manchuria, and then they can use. So you see the state of Irkutsk, where the Soviets have
Irkutsk?
400 aluminum. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can reach there and then hold with crap infantry, and that indefinitely while denying the Soviets of a lot of resources. It's still risky for. I mean, we probably should make it so that it's.
I have
Hard
seen
and-
Soviets putting 20 cavalry on Japan and taking all the Japanese stuff in Peking in less than 3 months. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I know, but right now they have nothing.
True.
Like if Japan actually committed and put there like 20 tanks.
Those tanks
Even
will
with
still have
-9.
40 to 50, 40 to 50, whatever it's called, and they're gonna go die to
Katyushas.
Katyushas. No, 40 to
I don't
50
know.
stats.
Yeah, I know, but still. CAS, for example. Forces, forces Russia to put CAS there and so on.
Also true.
I'm gonna have to go in about 20 minutes. I'll just raid CMOPs. Yeah, in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, as I told you guys before, why.
Yep.
All right, guys, it's gonna be winter, and the Soviets only lost 6.4 million only. Leningrad held, Moscow held, Stalingrad held. That went pretty far. But and also, I feel like Japan's stalling. Like, you know, like he had a really huge momentum, and now he's like kind of like paused.
I think it's partially because Germany has lost a lot in Africa. Right now they are lacking 5k tanks. Hungary is lacking tanks. Who else? Let's see, Bulgaria. Bulgaria is, I think, the only tank miner who doesn't have any tank problems. Everyone else is lacking a lot of tanks. And Germany clicked the Battle of Stalingrad, so they think that they, Leningrad, they think they can count that they get Leningrad in 45 days. Risky, very risky.
What happens if this fails again? If they don't get Leningrad in
So-
42 days?
So they will get 15, if they do not get it, then Soviet is going to get 15 Barbarossa points. If Germany gets it, they get 15 Barbarossa points.
What are Barbarossa points? For the people that
So
don't know.
if you open the Soviet decisions, you can see that there is something called small offensive, medium offensive, and large offensive, and those cost Barbarossa points to purchase. You can get Barbarossa points for taking Smolensk, Vitebsk, Kiev, Crimea, Stalingrad, Moscow, and Leningrad. You need to click those decisions in advance, though.
Ah, okay. And look at the Soviet winter offensive. They're going for a big play. They're going for the counter push from the south of Smolensk. Look at that. That's a big offensive.
Yeah,
Are the
I
German
think
building
Germany
supply?
lost actually a
During
bit.
these
Germany
times.
only has 30 tanks and no stockpile, while Russia has 40 tanks with stockpile and 32 of these they're really good
Katyushas.
Katyusha divisions that have like almost like 700 or 800 base soft attack, which is crazy. They can overrun a lot of infantry here now. At least, like, not overrun, but kill a lot of infantry here. Like,
That's true. That's for sure. So, as I said, the Japan needs to start doing something. Otherwise, it's not looking
Yeah.
good for Axis right now.
Yeah, and Leningrad, Soviets need to hold Leningrad for
The
29
US
days.
landed again.
Yeah, he's just been doing
In
meme
China.
invasions. He's just been doing meme invasions nonstop. He even did it in Dutch East Indies as well. Like, but now Japan is invading Yemen and invading Ethiopia. And you know
we
the
Yeah, they're
that
trying to connect. They're
can
trying to
actually kill
save,
the allies here because Allies don't seem to have too much stuff to do with that. And Italy can just start counter push now, so they can't deal with it, and then Africa's gone.
yeah, and it's only France and UK here. There's 2 Canadian tanks. Keep in mind that Canada and South Africa basically lost all their tanks. They basically lost all their tanks. Canada down to 2 tanks. Oh wait, actually no, wait. 16 tanks. Where are these tanks? Wait, how did they get 16 tanks? And where are they?
So Canada is likely to have a lot of tanks.
Probably
because
Brie for
as you
D-Day
can
or
see,
something
they
like that.
have 150 mils.
Oh, South Africa. South
Canada
Africa.
is-
Dum, dum, da, da, dum. They need air there. The
They need-
allies. They don't have enough air there. Japan,
Japan
has
needs
more
ports.
planes than their carriers.
He's
I mean,
bouncing
Japan's
off
gonna
Cape
be
Town.
fine. They already. There are no ports there though. Yeah, you're right about that. I could swear there were ports in the mountains over there. But he can just build them. There's no way the allies can push him out of this, unless they get really good mountaineers here.
They're
So Japan
pinging
can just kill them.
Pretoria. I think they're just gonna try to stop him from capping South Africa.
Hmm.
But
yeah, as long as the cast doesn't fly for the allies, which is not the case right now because they don't have enough airports, they're gonna take out Saf here, and then the next step is gonna be France.
And the port is about to be built, by the way, in
So Russia
10
needs to hurry
days.
now. They need to do some very irreversible damage to Germany here, otherwise they're gonna
it's full blown
play
offensive
without an
though.
allies very soon.
Full blown offensive for the Soviets. Look at that.
South
And
Africa is dead.
in 8 days. In 8 days, there's no way they get Leningrad in 8 days. So they're about to get 15 Barbarossa points. They can do small offensive for 5 division offense, 5%. That's her stats. And Germany's like completely out of guns, dude. Minus 50k.
Japan just gained a port here.
Yeah.
And it
5
looks
days
like
and
they're
Russia's
gonna...
about to get 15 Barbarossa points.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because right now tables have turned. It's the Soviet who needs to save the game because otherwise Japan is doing a lot of impact right now.
Where's America's game impact though? That's what I'm wondering.
Meme
Yeah.
invasions?
Meme invasions. That's
Yeah,
literally
they
it.
got the port.
UK is having impact by land leasing air to Russia, and the rest of the others are just dying.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the ports are built now.
Germany
If I
still
was
have
the USA, I
small-
would just try and go fight the Japanese Navy now, right? Like, what is he waiting for?
What is he waiting for? The next game. He's waiting for the next game, obviously.
for the next game for
I mean,
sure.
he doesn't have
He's
any light
saving-
cruisers in the Navy, but it looks like it's going to be a lot stronger than the Japanese one. All you need to do is get a few more planes on the carriers. But if he doesn't start, fighting the Japanese Navy anytime soon, they're going to lose all of Africa, and then the next step is going to be UK for Japan, I guess.
Yeah, they're you can see the Allies doing panicked pings on Pretoria. I think they're just trying to hold the capital of South Africa in desperate holds right now because they don't want to lose South Africa. I mean, if they do lose South
Germany
Africa, it's
al-
another Soviet hand, right, guys? Kappa.
The main US fleet is much more powerful than a Japanese one.
Yeah, what is U.S. fleet doing?
I mean, he has twice a dockyard.
They need light cruisers, but once they get 60 light cruisers, 50 light cruisers, then they can just go and kill the Japanese fleet.
Problem is, it might be already too late. The South
Yeah.
Africa is falling. The chances that he
Yeah.
will survive are, I would say,
Zero.
minimal at this point.
Yeah,
It's still
just need
better than
Pretoria.
losing the fleet.
it's
it's
less
still
than
better. I
1%,
mean,
I would say.
Oh, the USA also has this heavy amphibious
Right.
tanks fighting back
Fine.
against the Japanese units in Ethiopia
Yeah.
and Somalia. And these
Ooh.
tanks actually have really good stats, so that's good. At least they can kill some of the Marines there, but they will have to deal with one less miner now.
He can't stop the invasion anyways. If South
Mhm.
Africa dies, it's fine. The one thing that matters is that USA does not lose its fleet, because if that happens, then Australia gets raided. They
There we go.
can island hop until they reach. They could even sea lion. Like Japan could even sea lion. Nothing could stop that if the US fleet dies.
But yeah, the U.S. fleet needs to do
I'll be back
something.
in a second. I need to fix.
The U.S. needs to do something right now. I think it's pretty desperate. But the Soviets are having big impact. They actually opted to not click small offensive, by the way. So maybe they're saving
yeah,
their
they're probably
Barbarossa
planning
points
something.
for medium or large offensive, maybe, because it's winter is almost done already, right? I mean, Russia winter goes into like late March, but I'm talking about like in terms of the mod, their buff, winter counteroffensive buff.
Why do these guys keep crashing the whole time? Every time you all join there or something like that, they crash.
Yeah, it also happened to
Yeah.
Geraldo.
Yeah.
Where? When?
I think it's
When the
just
last
like
hot
an
join?
observer thing. I can't remember
Or the last
anymore. Like I
facing?
think if you look at some focus
Yeah.
tree or some research while it happens.
Yeah, whenever the thing pops up as observer, I just close everything.
But yeah, I think this game is at least going to go into the 44. Because there's no way Russia dies anytime soon, and there's also no way the Axis dies anytime soon. At least like the Allies are not in a position to delay right now, and I think Germany can just get some reinforcements from like other people like Italy or something like that. So I don't think the Soviets have the stuff right now to kill Germany completely. And if Japan keeps making gains like this, maybe eventually it will be stopped, but they won't be stopped. It's going to be 44 in the Middle East. I like that. Looking very promising. Ah, fuck, I forgot to make a bet for Russia though. For the Barb. Whoops, that's a bit unlucky.
To my chat, I will pay out
This
the prediction
should-
once it's over. C-Mops, if you could just tell
This
me who
should
wins.
fix the desyncs.
I will type to you.
Okay. I'm going to raid C-Mops. He's
Um,
also spectating the game. So
Yep.
I'm going to do that right now. Raid.
Make sure that when you end the stream that you end it so like it still runs like the end of the stream,
Yeah,
Because
wait
you have
2
two
minutes.
options to end it, like one without delay and one with delay.
Okay, yeah. So I'll wait the 2 minutes to before ending. Yeah. And I think I'm one of the slowest loaders here. So yeah, this is a really interesting game. I think this game has potential to go to 44, 45. And yeah, for the people that predicted or did a Gamba, CMOPS will tell me who won, and you will get paid out. Okay. Yes. If you don't know why I'm leaving early today, today is like the day before school starts for my daughter. She's starting primary school. This is the day where the parents and the kids can go see the school for the first time and also meet their teacher. Look at one last Barbarossa push from the Soviets.
20 meters, damn. If the Soviets manage to take back Kiev, it would be actually pretty powerful. But this
Huge.
offensive is going to cost them a lot of stuff too. If you look at the casualty list going up here,
My
they're going
apologies
up really
for the
quickly.
delay. We've been fixing the little issue
Music
with
issue?
the
Nice.
South Africa.
The
No, not a music issue. There is a very interesting bug. Maybe any of people who are on the streams know about it. So the game suddenly freaks out when you have divisions on a battle plan in South Africa in those tiles. So in any game in vanilla in GDU, for some reason this causes massive desyncs if there are any kind of battle plans in South Africa. I have no idea why. I have no idea how to fix it, but here we are. Fun, right?
Fun.
Yep. Oh, the Battle of Kiev got started by the Soviets, so now
Alright.
they have a few days time to take Kiev, right?
I'll
Yes,
see you
they
guys
have.
Fun,
tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow then.
Habibi. It was a pleasure
Bye
having
bye.
you.
Bye bye.